It's clobbering time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
It's clobbering time! Clobberonimo!
Clobberonimo indeed. Welcome, my dear friends, to Clobbering Times. Whoa, look at that. Why is that up there? Well, that's sloppy, unprofessional. We'll do that later. Man. Damn it. Damn it, Mark.
Damn it, Mark.
Chief Engineer. Welcome, everybody, to
Clobberonimo!
Clobbering Times, issue number 653 on YouTube. 1,353 overall for the past 14 plus years. And Saturday Night Star Trek number 137, Voyager Reviews, with the most wonderful first officer in the fleet and the greatest chat ever, I might add. Coolest chat all over YouTube. There's no chat that comes close to this one. So welcome, everybody. Greetings to clobberers and clobberonimos and clobberettes and clobberooskies and everyone else out there. The secret is to clobber the rocks together, guys. Good to see you all.
I prefer clobologists.
Well, yeah, but I only have the 2 tiers of memberships. There are those clobologists.
I will add clobologists.
Clobologists. Yes, we're adding them. The clobologists are they're just a cut above. So.
That's a gooder. Who came up with that one? That's a gooder. I think that wasn't that wasn't DJ Ronnie G. Matt G sound, I think.
She could be, we should write these things down. That'll teach us. But yeah, I'm not sure. But it was one of our dear friends in the chat because they're all so clever and creative.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. Welcome, folks, to a big one. Now, we're going to do some show notes and some shout outs and all that other kind of stuff after number one opens up with some talk. But first, I will turn this over to my first officer, so this she can open up and tell us a few things, not only what's going on with her, but just her basic opening words, because we've got some announcements about the next few weeks of shows. So, number one, take it away.
Well, first I have to say hi, best friend. I love
Hey.
you. I've been talking to you all day, but I'm just going to say it in public because I love you with all my heart.
Love you.
Thank you so much for having me. You know, Saturday is my day with you, and I just love you very much. So I'm so happy to be here. It's an honor and a pleasure, no matter how many years we know one another, and no matter how close we get. I'm going to always tell you what an honor and a pleasure it is to be here, because I just love spending time with you. You're one of my favorite people in this whole crazy, weird world. Good evening, chat.
Back at you.
How are you, everybody? It is so good to see you. Well, welcome to Clobbering Times. If you haven't been here before, welcome. You're going to have a fun night, because this chat is filled with some of the greatest Trekkies you are ever going to meet on this whole here Earth. And I'm not wrong. I'm very excited to hear all the conversations tonight. We're going to be talking about one of the most controversial episodes of Star Trek ever created, for various reasons, some viable and some sort of strange, and yet still, there. First, I want to start off by saying hello to my Patreon subs. This week, my new story from my new book, The Vote, soared all the way up to number 2 in Canada, and number 6 in the USA, in philosophy and criticism, as well as in science fiction short story. And I have some people to thank, people who helped make that happen. I have 2 full backers, and they are helping me to get my book over the finish line. They're amazing people. Corporations, they don't really like science fiction short story, and we don't have magazines to publish science fiction short story in anymore. And that's been the traditional medium. So these fine folks stepped forward and said, you know what, let's get your stories out there. So, Larry, I love you very much. And Tony Stark, you guys are just such great people. Thank you for fully backing my book. You enable me to get out to conventions, to get signage out there, to get things done. I just thank you so much. I also want to thank my patrons, Sean Carter from Mars, Cardinal Sin, Gail James Battle. My friend, you were with me from the beginning, and God rest your soul, sweetheart. I should say RIP, because you were an atheist, and I mean no disrespect. I just I want to send my love and my thanks to you, and let you know that I'm thinking of you. I also want to thank Shooter, pew pew pew, and of course Wagner, and Chris Persia, and Scuba and Leslie Pete, and Eric K and his trusty dusty dog Kirby. It's also my dog, not really, but yes, actually. Enigmatic Drop Bear, sending my love to you. Thank you for backing my book, and also I want to send some love and support to you. If you are unaware of it, Edie, our wonderful enigmatic drop bear, the erudite bear, he's battling the big C. And I don't know if he'll be here tonight, but I want you to know how much your prayers, your letters of support, your thoughts, and just your good vibrations, how much they empower him to battle this thing. So sending my love and thanks to Enigmatic Drop Bear. I also want to thank Michael, my fans, Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with a C, Antiderivative Jill, Maximum Redstone, JT Cook, he is Kirok, Dadman and the Dadman clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and I'm chucking some cheese to Little Lance. I also want to thank Rob Altus and, of course, Tyler. Thank you so much for backing my book. Couldn't do it without you folks, and I'm having a heck of a good time because of you all. I also want to take a few seconds to thank all of the lurkers out there who are listening but don't join into the chat, who don't join in the chat for whatever reason. Maybe you're listening in the car, maybe you're at work, or maybe you just don't have the energy for a conversation. We know you're there, and we want you to know that we appreciate you. I also want to take this opportunity to ask you all to not forget to hit that thumbs up and hit the sub button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And you can join Clobbering Times anytime you want. Membership has its privileges. We have some really kooky and fun emojis, and of course custom emojis made by yours truly. And you get to have a private member chat with Clobby, and it's a great time. So don't forget about that. I should also let everyone know that I am going to be working on next Thursday and next Saturday, and also the Thursday after that and the Saturday after that. Yes, folks, I am going to be working for the next 2 weeks. I have to take this work, and I just want you to know how much I'm going to miss all of you. This time that we spend together, 8 to 10 hours a week that we spend together, it means a lot to me. Just you as individuals and also us as a group. It means so much to me. So I'm going to miss you so much. I'll be thinking about you the entire time that I'm working, but I will be back post haste because I can't live without Clobby. So I want to thank you all for your support, and I just want to apologize for being missing for the next 2 weeks. I love you guys. I love you. I'm gonna miss you so much. And that's about it. Boss man, I think I've done enough talking. Over to you.
To clarify that, folks, so that's the next 2 Thursdays and the next 2 Saturdays. And we will miss number one very much, but she will be back. And we'll show her how much we missed her when she gets back. But we have her tonight, though, and we're gonna have some fun tonight. That's all that matters. Let's see up in here what we got going on. All right, so some show notes and some shout outs. They're all going on. I mean, they're all pretty good. Oh my God, man! We know Raquel. We'll be back with 2 weeks also. We don't need. Well, there's nothing here for us without Raquel. I don't blame you guys. I'm the same.
Oh
I'm on that. I might just not even do shows. What do you look?
No, don't do that.
No, they're all telling me not to do shows. They're like, oh my God, no, Raquel's in here.
No, they love you too, Clobby. Thing is that we're a team. There's no I in team.
Oh, I know. I'm teasing. All right,
I
so
love you all so much. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck.
Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow night, the great Mark D with the C, the chief engineer, has of course the geekery going on.
Dun, 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 dun.
Absolutely. Please join us for that. That is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of Sunday nights. And sometimes the geekery becomes the eatery. The geekery, eatery.
Mark and his food.
Join us. Yes, indeediousness.
Pitmaster.
On 3 Mondays out of the month, as including this upcoming one, 6 Central, 7 Eastern, I'll be at my good buddy J-Man's channel. The great J-Man and the great Sean and I are continuing our reviews of the Legion of Superheroes in chronological order. They're all of their appearances, all the ones that mattered anyway, Silver through Bronze Age. Having a lot of fun with that. And then, of course, as obviously Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk, 2 hours, a few hours after that at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got the wild card Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time also. And, of course, the Clubhouse. This week, it'll be Clubhouse 101. It'll be Mark and I, but I don't know. Maybe we'll bring a special guest star. How would they like that? We'll see if we can get Raquel's permission to bring in a special secret guest star. Like they used to do. Permission. Like they used to do on the Tonight Show. How about that?
That would be. I think everyone would really love that very much.
Here, I'm gonna reveal him now. Then how about that? We're gonna get the Chicken Man on.
No.
About super guests.
No.
I'm kidding. We don't want a guest star. Well, we might get somebody just to hang out with us. I don't know. We'll get it's good to have 3 in the clubhouse. So who knows? We'll get somebody. But the thing is, they're gonna feel bad because they know they can't hold a candle to you. And so we're gonna make them look bad.
So sweet of you to say.
And
what about 6?
Well, we'll see. I'll figure it out. I don't know, but
I love her.
A book and preferably be a lady. We don't want another dude, but we'll see. But and then of course the next 2 Saturday nights, folks, it won't be reviewing Voyager. So you look at that. You've got as bad as it is to not have Raquel. at least you're off the hook for Voyager for a couple of weeks. You get a Voyager vacation. It's sort of like you get to go into the Delta Quadrant without Voyager. So no, you'll enjoy that. We'll talk Trek though, because it's always going to be Saturday Night Star Trek around here. And I've got a few things lined up. We'll see what we end up doing. Maybe some well, it'll be Trek talk for sure, and there'll be topic, not just us willy-nilly in it. So we're gonna have some fun. We'll see what happens with that. If Mark is available, hopefully he'll join me for those. If he can, he's a busy man too. So, all right. Now, let's take a look at our. We'll say shout out our wrenches, and then shout out our good friends in the chat. Eric K, the Bronze Wrencher.
Hey, baby. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Good to see you, buddy. Oh, I must point out, I haven't seen Chris Persia tonight. Have you?
I think he was busy because he didn't get our show poster out until right before the show, and he usually gets it out like a half an hour early. So I think he was busy. But Chris Persia, wherever you are, honey, we love you so much. Thank you, my loyal and kind friend, for making those beautiful advertisements for social media and putting them up everywhere and getting people to come to the show and for promoting Clobby. I love you, honey. Thank you.
Vindicated Wrench of the Great White North. We understand. There's no big deal. Just always great seeing you, and always thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you. I don't know who's here or not. They get the shout either way. D-Bud Martin of Wrench of Iron, Lord and Lady Thaw, the god and goddess of wrenching. Avon lives long, live the Legion. My great buddy
in the chat.
J-Man the Wrench Without Fear and partner in crime on Earth B and fellow Legionnaire and Kirby World Extraordinaire.
And also author. Don't forget to visit J-Man Jason's Amazon page, because he writes horror and he's an independent author and he could sure use your support.
Yes. Don't forget. So J-Man, of course, is a great buddy and have so much fun hanging out with him. Okay, so let's see here. Where were I? I was somewhere. Oh, I've got Hungry Boy, comic artist extraordinaire. What's up to HB? HB on the club, Boney. Stephen Callell. I miss Stephen. I hope he's so okay.
Real Soup, wherever you are, honey, we're thinking of you.
Maddie's daddy, Vila of Mionia.
Maddie's daddy, Thor and Venice.
The rascally wrench himself, Fanty Outsider E.
Fanty.
And Clobbering Time's own Music Meister, Maximum Redstone. Let's see. So now let us write. Let's see. Sorry, I was writing down another name here so we can get started shouting out our friends in the chat. So first, let me see. Oh my goodness, a lot of friends have popped in since I was. Sorry, everybody. I like to get everybody.
A Snail Messiah is yes. I would do a villain in a radio drama. I would play any character in radio. No problem.
Tediousness. We have some member chats.
We do, Boss Man. We have 4 of them.
The Great Shooter, member for 13 months. Speaking of member chats, here's mine. Ta-da! Thank you, Shooter. Thank you, buddy. And the Great JT Kirok, member for 13 months. Membership guarantee, citizenship. Yes. What is this? Starship Troopers?
I think he might be making a reference to my book.
That too. No Raquel means a respite from Voyager. Conflicted. Michael Bacon.
I know, right?
Take the good with the bad. As the fourth Doctor said, take the rough with the smooth. Snail Messiah, what's up, buddy? Raquel, would you do a villain in a radio drama?
Yes, I would. I would play any character at any time. I would do any type of voice work for hero, for villain, for creature, for creatures big and small.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting question. I missed you all the last week. So says Mr. Angel. Same here, buddy. We have missed you, Chef. So let's see who is with us and who else is with us in the chat. Of course, also with us tonight is our crew, except for Jill. Jill had something to do, so she won't be here tonight, unfortunately. And to do with Jill, but the great Mark D with the chief engineer is here, and let's see. I've already shouted out Lord Thaw. We don't know if he's here or not, but got to shout out anyway because that's how we roll up in here. FKHC 2005, my friend, watching out there on the screen, on the big screen. Good to see you there, buddy. I'm glad you're watching, man. Let's see who else we got. Making sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay. The aforementioned shooter, we got him. We got the comic relief crusader, Wagner. Wag, what you're doing, your great work, all this amazing stuff. I cannot thank you enough. I cannot express my appreciation or admiration enough. Doing brilliant, wonderful work. Thank you so much.
Just wait until people see the screwball, funny, cool stuff he sent me this week. And folks, I just received a message from Enigmatic Drop Bear, so I'm going to jump in here, although it's very rude. I'm sorry to interrupt you, boss man. Just for 2 wags of a tiny puppy's tail. Enigmatic Drop Bear has a PET scan tomorrow. He's feeling a bit anxious about it, but he's spending time with family. He's okay. But everyone, please, if you pray, if you're somebody who does that, please pray for Enigmatic Drop Bear. If you're not somebody who prays, please feel free to send him any type of notes of encouragement in the chat or on his Twitter or any of the other social media that he uses. We all let him know that he's on a team. And he really is. We are here to back him, to be his energy, to be his friends who are here to tirelessly support him as he battles the big C. And I know you're nervous about tomorrow, Enigmatic Drop Bear, and I know you're spending time with family. But if you pop in and you hear this message, I just want, on behalf of everyone in the 735 Club, at the end of the week, it's 300 of us, 300 regulars come here. Every single one of them. I'm speaking on behalf of every single one of them when I send you a huge hug and just all of our love and support. You're going to beat this thing. You're going to beat it. And we love you very much.
Indeed, buddy. Good luck, brother. AD, we love you, man. And we miss you. But just take that time, take it easy, and be with your family. And beat it. Just beat it. Empress NM, thank you so much for being here.
Good evening.
Joseph Dredd, here come the judge.
Hey, the judge.
Bubba Doom 1, all right, my buddy.
Bubba Doom. I love you too. Saw your note from earlier. Love you too, honey.
Raymond Feliciano and Sanders here as well. The King Dolphin TV.
Dolphin TV.
In color. Good to see you both. Look who popped in. Orville Nation. Hey, PJ, if you're still out there.
Hey, PJ's here? I didn't see that.
That was earlier, much earlier before we got started. But
PJ.
Shout out to Orville Nation, buddy. Always honored to have you here. Classic Comics. What's up, CC?
CC.
Malachi D. Wildman, welcome. Admiral Teague. All right, buddy. The aforementioned great Mr. Angel, Chef. The aforementioned Mr. J.T. Kike. Let's see.
Don't mind me, I'm all quiet here, folks, because Princess Fiona is telling me something and I'm just tracking her conversation.
Go for it. Michael Beacom, and shout out to the lovely Cassandra. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Let's see.
I don't know, Chef. Sorry to interrupt you, boss. Everyone is talking about how the messages are on a delay and the show is on a delay for some folks. It's happening to me too. Hopefully I don't talk over Clobby tonight. I don't know why it's doing it. There's about 3 or 4 of us that are having difficulties and we're in different places in the world. So love you all. Hang in there. Hit refresh. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. So I don't know what's going on. It's always something. Let's see. Keely Chell, you tied, rolled today, so roll that tide. Lisa, Lisa.
Lisa.
Yes. Sander Hammerslag.
Sander.
Snail Messiah. So good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a snail's age.
The mighty mollusk.
Hope you're doing well. Simply Steve, old chum. What's up?
Simply Steve.
Zathras is here.
Crap.
Ray Lucard, welcome. Fiona. Hey there, Fiona.
Curtsy.
My dear. The Tetrarch of Apathy.
So apathetic.
And they call him Scuba Feet. He's the king of the Ramba beat when he plays the maracas. He goes chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom. Leslie.
Good evening, Scuba and Leslie Pete. I love you very much.
Mark Lurseth. Hey there.
Evening, Mark. Nice to
Mark.
see you.
See you, buddy. Yeah, what's up, Doc? Doc Fointon's here. All right, Doc.
Hey, Doc.
Dave G. Sound, buddy. All right.
Dave G. Sound. Not just another body of water.
Down upwards. I've never seen you here before, but it's good to see you. What's all this then? You sound like Jordan Cleese. Well, it's good to see you down upwards. Welcome to Clobbering Times. I don't have anyone else at the moment, but when they pop in, they shall be, if I see them, of course, written up and shouted out accordingly whenever the
folks in the chat are appreciating
arrives.
you calling Scuba Pete Scuba Feet. They think it's really funny and really cool, and I think so too.
What?
Scuba Feet.
I didn't say that's a Scuba Pete.
Oh, I thought you said Scuba Feet. So did other people.
Do I have a license for this stream? Yeah. A license? No, but my dog has got millions of them.
I have a license to thrill.
Oh, well, that works for me. All right, everybody. It's time to get down to beeswax to do what we're here to do. Let's see.
Let's make some honey.
All right. So what is Saturday Night Star Trek? For those who do not know, we like to recap it a little bit every time, just to keep people up to speed. We want to thank everyone who is lurking out there, any of you lurkers, and anyone who may be watching on a download or a rerun. Please, of course, hit that like button, notification bell, and please please subscribe. I'm supposed to say those things, and I rarely say it right, but there we go. Now, Saturday Night Star Trek in January. Adrian James, hey there, welcome. In January of 2021, all those millennia ago, my wonderful first officer and I decided to get together and go on an impossible fool's mission, a mission only the craziest of the craziest would take, and that is to review all of real Star Trek. Star Trek meaning only real Trek, not just anything with the corporate sludge title all over it, but no, 1966 to 2005, the only one that counts, the 735 Club. So to that end, we began in January of 2021. We started, of course, with the original series, then reviewed the animated series, the original crew film, Star Trek The Next Generation, the TNG films, then Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and now we are getting towards the end of season 2 of Star Trek Voyager. Unless it's the tail or the beginning or the end of a season, we ordinarily each week review 4 episodes, and we have 4 episodes tonight. Now I'm about to turn it over to my wonderful First Officer Commander R.M. Briggs, and she will basically give us a rundown of each episode, from which we will comment. We will talk about it a little bit. We will rank it. She'll give us notes. Then we will rank it, and then we will do something no one else likes to do. We interact with our wonderful chat. We will give our chat a say in the review. They will be able to give their own ranking and 5 or 6 chats of giving their opinion of the episode. And I will read them. Hey, Victoria. Victor Fontaine. What's up? Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. So, number 1, you have the con. Take it away.
Well, thank you so much, boss. Yeah, that's the format, folks. And I read a little bit. I read a little summary off of Wikipedia, but we don't encourage you to use user-generated material around here because what it's done is it's turned Star Trek into a mess. It is a mess of factoids that people insist are facts when they're not. They're just things that we keep repeating in the fandom. So you won't see massive dumps from IMDb here because it is riddled with errors and falsehoods as well. Memory Alpha, the filth people are in there now, finger painting in their own feces on the Memory Alpha. Now it is now a cesspool of baby diapers. So we don't get any of our information from these user-generated sites. We do promote original source material. So please, if you're looking for information on Star Trek Voyager, look no further than the Voyager Companion or the Voyager Celebration. But neither one of those volumes is conducive to a podcasting environment. You know what is? These silly Wikipedia summaries, because they help everyone be on the same page, especially if folks haven't watched these episodes for a while. But around here, we don't practice anything. This is an entirely organic show, which means we don't pre-read anything. We don't discuss the reviews beforehand with anyone, not even Clobby and I. This is a mini Star Trek convention every Saturday night. And because of that, the user-generated Wikipedia article might be crap. But I promise you, we'll get through it together and we'll correct it if it sucks and also laugh at it and make fun of it if it sucks. Other than that, after I read that summary, Clobby and I talk about the episodes and then we turn it over to the chat, just like the boss said. And that should about do it.
Yeah. So here we go. Bubba Doom, thank you for the super chat. He says, two gins deep and a cup of strong chicory coffee to my right. Silly mini soldiers to paint. Clobby on the YouTubes. Let's light this candle. You got it, Bubba Doom. Light her away, buddy.
He's painting little mini soldiers. I love mini soldiers.
Very cool stuff.
You know, my favorite mini soldier was the guy laying down. The guy lying down. I like that guy.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, did you have the little tiny soldiers?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the one line. Yeah, sure.
I love the tiny soldiers.
I like them. I like the parachuters as well.
I have the parachuters because I went to the military museum in Cold Lake. Was it last year or the year before? And I bought them, and they're like straight out of the 1970s. I bought a couple of them, and I also bought those wood planes that you put together. Love them.
I got what you're saying. Thank you, Mel. Eric also says, only facts I know for sure is Raquel loves Neelix and likes cats. And Clobby had the original stone printing of Captain Cave in comics and loves Wesley.
Eric,
there you go.
Your agonizer, please.
Oh, man. It takes a while to get to that one. I need to put it closer.
Your agonizer, please.
All righty then. Well, thank you so much, Eric, for that. Appreciate you, buddy. And, number one, our first episode tonight. What did I do?
Deadlock.
Oh. No, but I thought, did you have that up there for a reason?
I didn't have anything up, boss. I never touch your show when you're running it because I think that it's rude.
No, I must have hit it for.
That's okay, sweetheart.
First episode tonight is Deadlock, folks. Go ahead, go for it.
Yes, folks, tonight, our first episode, first of 4. We're going to have fun tonight. So sit tight, saddle up, lock and load. Is Deadlock, Season 2, Episode 21. This is production code 137. And I should remark that the production codes are all over the goodness place in Voyager. This first aired on March 18th, 1996. And I've been watching it and rewatching it ever since then. Don't you feel sorry for me?
Yes.
I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia, the user-generated encyclopedia. Like I said, we all need the summary. It's probably going to suck. Don't worry. We'll make fun of it together. The grammar is usually atrocious, and sometimes it's full of poop, but we'll get through it. Voyager hits subspace turbulence and suffers from power failures after passing through a plasma drift to avoid Vidian territory. as B'Elanna Torres prepares a series of proton bursts to keep the antimatter reaction in the warp engines alive. Voyager is bombarded with proton bursts from an unknown source. The bursts cause ship-wide hull ruptures and casualties, including the death of Harry Kim and the newborn Naomi Wildman, while Kes disappears through a space-time rift. As the crew recovers, Torres discovers there is air on the other side of the rift and believes that it may be possible to rescue Kes. The bridge crew is forced to evacuate the bridge when it is engulfed in flames. But as she leaves, Captain Catherine Janeway sees a ghostly image of the bridge crew calmly at their stations. The viewer is then shown the immaculate bridge of Voyager, where that version of Janeway watches a ghostly image of herself evacuate the bridge. This Voyager's proton bursts succeeded in maintaining the reaction, but damaged its doppelganger, of which the crew are aware due to Kes's arrival through the rift. Whoever wrote that sentence, I'd like to put you in the agony booth. Set it and forget it, like Ron Popeil. The respective crews are able to make contact with each other and conclude that upon exiting the nebula, Voyager and its crew were duplicated as a result of the space-time rift. However, this did not replicate the antimatter, hence the power failures. The two crews attempt to merge the ships, but the effort is unsuccessful. Janeway, from the undamaged Voyager, crosses through the rift along with the duplicate of Kes. The two Janeways meet to discuss options, recognizing they cannot evacuate the damaged Voyager without creating a quantum imbalance. Janeway from the damaged Voyager states she will initiate a self-destruct of her ship to allow the undamaged one to regain power. Janeway from the undamaged ship asks her counterpart to delay for 15 minutes to devise another option and returns to her ship via the rift. The undamaged Voyager is attacked by the Vidian ships. Vidians soon appear on board and begin harvesting vital organs from the crew. The damaged Voyager, however, is undetected by the Vidians. Janeway, from the undamaged ship, orders Harry Kim, to collect baby Naomi Wildman and escape through the rift to the damaged Voyager, and then begins a self-destruct of her Voyager. The explosion destroys the ship and the attacking Vidians, leaving the damaged Voyager free and returning to normal power reserves. Okay, so that was not well wrought. Shin kicks all around, and perhaps, like I said, extended time in the agony booth, very difficult to read, poor sentence construction, shoddy ideas organized in a terrible way. But let's leave that all behind now as we put it over to the captain. Captain, my captain, mon capitaine, please tell me, what did you think of Deadlock?
Firstly, greetings, Turing Machine.
Hey, Turing!
Good to see you. Well, I'll say this about this episode. It is, on the one hand, I'll grant it for being somewhat ambitious, but this is more Brannon Braga gobbledygook who just likes to do things for shock value. At least he's not trying to gross us out in this episode. I'll give him that. But you're trying to be exciting and you're trying to do something different. I get that. Blunt Philly Reviews. Hello there. And you open as soon as you, like, very early on, you kill Harry Kim. All right. Okay. No, that's not going to stick. And it does, but it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never probably ever referenced again on the series, I don't think. That they, in other words, there's no way that it had the balls to kill him if they didn't, have some contingency backup plan. However, they were trying to do something of a science fiction conundrum. They were trying to be, I don't know. I mean, it's a good effort to do sort of a science fiction type problem solving episode of Trek in Space. So I don't have anything brutal to say about it, other than I think they didn't really write it very well. I don't think they were very clear in their explanations, and therefore I don't know. I just didn't have a horrible time. I just had the whole time it had me going, yeah, sure, you don't mean any of this.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna find some way to mop it up. I don't know. And the way they did it was like, okay, so yes, they all just, he gets to show the shock value of an entire Voyager crew dying. We still know nothing of where they come from or how they happen. And again, we've talked about this before. Sometimes not explaining things is the right thing to do, but sometimes it's the wrong thing to do. In the Mira, they explain it, and you know what they are, where they are, and that's why it's such a great episode. In City in the Edge River, they don't explain it, and that's why it's such a great episode. It works both ways. But so where does this fall? Does it fall between the city, where you can go ahead and not explain it, or the Mirror when you explain it clearly? In my opinion, something like this has to go to the Mirror side. I'm not saying it's in the classical Mirror because it's not even close.
No, but what you're saying is
you have to explain it.
Yes,
clearly.
Either explain it or don't explain it, but you can't go in the middle of that and just add a whole bunch of gobbledygook.
And that's what he did.
Word salad.
Yeah, gobbledygook and basically shock stuff.
And word salad.
Yes, so that's
what are you saying? Like,
it was
stop that.
It was an earnest attempt to try to be an interesting, and I give them full credit for that. I mean, it's not like they weren't giving us a bunch of silly, drama that we complain about a lot. They weren't just doing a bunch of, Braga usually does gross outs, but now, and again, this isn't sort of in character with him because instead of a gross out, he'll shock you by killing everybody. But he was able to kill. He had his cake and he ate it too. He was able to kill everybody, and then everybody's alive. In other words, both happened, but we don't know why. Anyway, the show notes.
Yes, sir. So these are the notes that I take while I watch the episodes. I've been watching Star Trek for, I don't know, for more than 45 years, and I start rewatching every year in January. So these are some notes that I take that I know about the episode or just my thoughts. Janeway is on a large starship with 15 decks and 257 rooms. There is no reason for Janeway to overemphasize how strange it is to have a child on board or to have families on board. As of TNG and the 1701D, Gene Roddenberry called for ships. This is Gene Roddenberry. Gene Roddenberry called for ships to be in deep space for 10 or more years and include families. Starfleet explorers. So it's very important that when Gene Roddenberry tells you to do something, you just shut up and do it, since it belongs to him, not you big doofuses. The Vidians again. And once again, I'm going to push this idea that we should have kept Dinara Pell, the Vidian. We should have kept her. She would have been incredibly interesting, either as a hologram or as an untouchable, as a leprosy victim. It's just dumb that we got rid of her. I enjoy her so much more, and I would have enjoyed that very cerebral and heartfelt Gene Roddenberry style of storytelling that Dinara Pell would have facilitated, and just discard Supercast's airlocker, just send her into space, and same for Neelix, you know what I mean? But I would like to halfway space Neelix, then restore his oxygen, and then just fully space him. Anyway, so the thing I don't like about this episode is they give in to the Vidians very easily, very quickly. And you expect these Starfleet trained military personnel and astronauts to go at it hand-to-hand combat. You're expecting some Riker and Data moves here. You're expecting some Spock moves. You fight for your ship. Instead, they're just kind of like, oh, okay, I'm going to lay down. You can take my organs now. That said, there are some interesting science fantasy ideas here. Although there's too much word salad, I completely agree with Clobby, and we often agree on this exact same thing. Either fully explain it and make sure it's science. Okay? Fully explain it, make sure it's science, or don't explain it and leave you with a sense of wonder of one day we're going to discover that level of technology. Kind of like your great-great-grandma looking at a microwave. And wondering how it works. And that's not what happens here. We don't get either one of those things. So I think the Vidians are gruesome, and they play that up. I'm not sure if I like it. The rift idea is enough for me, though. In this episode, I kind of think that it's kind of cool, but this could have been done a lot better. And there is some incredibly bad acting by Mulgrew as she speaks with Russ. Janeway speaking with Tuvok, just absolutely atrocious. And the worst thing about this is that this woman who called Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek misogynistic on social media, actually was quoted as saying that this is one of the most difficult and challenging and rewarding acting experiences of her life. And wow, if that's your rewarding and challenging, wow. I mean, wow. Just very melodramatic, very soap opera like. You all know how I feel about how she starts moving her facial features around like howdy doody, how she's a close talker. You know what I mean? It's close talking Kathy, and she's moving her eyebrows around all over the place. And then sometimes she looks like a puppy that has to go to the washroom. And then other times she looks like a baby that is going to the washroom in its diaper. In Ireland, we call, well, at least my Irish family called it the hairy eyeball. Like, why are you giving the hairy eyeball 1 minute and then the poopy face the next? I mean, are you excreting into a diaper? Stop that with the eyebrows. That's all I have in my notes.
Oh, and well, that you forgot that part down there. You almost forgot that, man. Jesus.
You know what I would do if I met this woman in real life? I would literally take my hand, like the alien, you know, Alien from Alien, and just cup her face and push her back the full length of my arm. I'm an INTJ. Get the hell out of my bubble. You don't have to talk so close to me that I can feel or smell your breath. Get the hell away from me. Go away.
Ezra Goldstein. Shalom.
Larry! Shalom!
Larry! All right, Larry. Good to see you, Kimasabi.
I'm just letting my dog from the washroom. Right. And while your dog was going to the washroom, he was looking inside at you and his eyebrows were going up and down because he was saying to you, Daddy, well, I do my duty on the lawn. Make sure nobody attacks me. And that's why his eyebrows go all over the place, right? That's what Kathy does. Close talking Kathy.
Yep. So what is your rating of Deadlock?
Like I said, I completely agree with you, boss, about this whole idea of, look, either make it hard science fiction and explain it, or totally make it a plausible hard science fiction that we don't understand, your great-great-grandma using a microwave, or just make it science fantasy. But the thing I don't like is the techno-babble, the word salad, the gobbledygook, the balderdash, C+.
I got it at a C. I figured that was fair enough because it's nothing. I mean, it's not bad. It's relatively entertaining in spots, but I think my biggest problem with it is what with that part, of course, which what you just said, of course, but also Brandon Braga is too much about the shock writing. He's a shocker. So anyway, now my friends in the chat, I will ask you to give us your ratings and any words you may have about the episode Deadlock. And while number one is collecting those up for us to read to you, I will bring us some extraordinary Max Redstone entertainment after I say hello to Apollo Miss Minion.
And the pepperoni. Yay! Okay, now I'm going silent because I'm going to click.
Apollo me. Good to see you, my dear. Hope you're okay. All right, so let's get some Max Redstone entertainment for our friends. For those who don't know, the great Max Redstone makes limericks, extraordinary limericks for the episodes, and he's got some for us tonight. Okie dokie. There we go. All right, Deadlock by Max Redstone. Voyager travels through a plasma pit. It seems to have caused quite the quantum split. I'll start again. Voyager travels through a plasma pit. It seems to have caused quite the quantum split. While the chances were scant to avoid live organ transplant, at least there weren't two of that Neelix half-wit. Hey! Nice. Great one. The great Max Redstone, folks. I love it. I love it. No Kidokalicious. All right, let's see what we have up in here for this evening. We'll go with the great Max Redstone. Will be our first reviewer of the night. He says, C+. The episode was wrapped up and not concluded. Lock Brandon Braga in a booth and make him listen to versions of Baby Shark that reference the Voyager crew for 23.5 hours a day for 8 to 10 months.
I love this person, this Max Redstone fella. I just love him. Like Baby Shark, that would be perfect torture for him in the agony booth with Baby Shark. And boss, you should know, because you're on a different tab than I am, sweetheart. Midnight's Oblivion just walked through the door. Everyone, say good evening to Midnight's Oblivion.
Midnight's Oblivion, welcome. Good to see you. Always great to have you. Let's see here. All right, let's see what we have next. The chef, Mr. Angel, says, D, I am so over multiverse storyline in sci-fi. It's a road to nowhere. It kills closure and everything becomes possible. Bad sci-fi writers, go stand in the corner until you learn this lesson. Well said, Mr. Angel. Buddy, hope you're doing well tonight, Chef.
Agreed, Chef. Agreed. And thank you so much for the review. It's so good to see you.
Indeed, JT Kirk says, C+. Not even near Brandon Braga's best. The super, but not even near his worst either, to be honest. He's done some bad stuff. Jesus Christ. Super guest. What did you say? Did you say super guest? Sorry.
Super guest.
Super guest sees deleted people. I guess I give this a higher score than an ought, because the Bangway talking to Bangway moments were moderately impressive in 1996. That's a fair
It's
call.
true. It's true. The effects, and I see what you did there with I see deleted people. Boss man, I wonder if it would be too much trouble if we could please show Gwaggy's meme that he made for this marvelous episode, since JT Cook mentioned Insane Ways State of Mind.
Let me see if I can find it. Which one are we speaking of?
The one that he turned into a movie poster.
Oh, okay.
Especially with the rating.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, it's so funny. I cried when I saw it. I
off.
cried laughing.
There you go, folks. Insane Way. Coming soon to a holodeck near you.
Can you please read this.
Rated R, restricted. Under 17 requires accompaniment of parent or adult guardian. Violence. Stupid decision-making. Supercast and Chicken Man.
Like this man's mind is a marvel. What a absolutely beautiful job he did. I love this so much, Gwag. Gwag.
If you want to see what drove her insane, it was this.
Draw that man in a chicken suit. It's the Chicken Man!
Oh, shit.
So good. I mean, it's just
Alrighty.
so good. It's just so good. This is
well,
quality. This is known as quality.
Great work, Wag.
Can I just give a shout out to Mark D with the C for taking all of this material that we all create together and and punching it that a little bit higher. Just beautiful work, Mark, and we love you so much. And thank you so much, Gwag, for these marvelous memes. Turning these conversations that we all have into images we can all laugh about is just such a remarkable, wonderful thing. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Thanks, Chief Engineer, and thanks, Gwag. Speaking of Gwag, let's see what he says about the episode. He says, grade F. Wow. I hate, he says, well, this episode. Why is the defense of Voyager against the Vidians so pathetic? How about finding cover instead of running out in the open? Tuvix sucks as the chief of security.
He's not very good at it, is he? Boss, could you just pause for 2 wags of a puppy's tail? Because I need to tell you that our buddy Grim just walked through the door. Everyone,
Grim?
say hello to Grim.
Hey, Grim, welcome.
Sorry about that. I beg your pardon,
All right.
boss. Please
Good to
continue.
see you. Good to see you, Grim. Not at all. Let's see. Why only Harry, Kim, and the baby? They said they can send over 5, so why not send others as well? And as for choosing Harry, I know it was because he is a main character. Well, yeah, exactly. So it's just
Boss, I have to interrupt again. Guess who just walked through the door?
Who,
Neurotic.
Hey, Neurotic. All right. Well, it's always great to have and not pop in. Mandabear. What a name. I always love that name. But story-wise, excuse me. Sorry. But story-wise, random crew member number 7 is as good as a choice as Harry is. Also, how about sending useful people over to the other Voyager to maximize their chances of getting home instead of Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got me.
I like that I like that Gwag is pointing out, like, if you're going to make choices as an author, it's just as effective to send crew member number 7 over there to be killed.
Right.
You know, like I love that he calls out this transaction as being meaningless, because Gwag's right. Sean's here. Sean Carter from Mars.
Sean. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, Sean.
Sci-fi model guy. Follow him.
Yes, indeed. Harry isn't wearing the armband to protect him like Janeway and Kes needed to. Samantha Wildman lost her baby, but a duplicate from another dimension immediately sets it right. Yeah, you got me, Captain.
Yeah.
Captain Gwagnar, you got me. Too much stupid non-science in this episode. Why does blowing up the ship fix the issue? And why didn't, again, so many whys, it's ridiculous. And why didn't the explosion affect the other ship like the proton burst did? You're tearing them to pieces. You're tearing them to pieces, Gwag. Well done, Gwag. Let's see. And finally, Gwag says, why is there a rift just on deck 15? Written by Brandon Braga. Yes. Oh, God. As soon as I saw that name, I'm like, uh-oh.
Facepalm.
I remember this one now. Okay. That answers all of the questions, does it? I could go on, but I have to run out of room. Oh, I've run out of room. Oh, yeah. And Helix is a horrible character. Yes, we were on that same page on that one, buddy. The great Eric K says D-. So they repaired the ship with a dozen crew or so. What happened to all of the destroyed decks? How do they repair everything with no power? Why didn't you send over all of the crew that was not killed on the other ship? Why just Harry and the lizard baby? How can a lizard and a human mate? You are not even a humanoid. How come no Starfleet or Maquis can shoot?
Right.
Oh,
they
good question.
Go pew pew stormtrooper.
Yes. Midnight's Oblivion says, I hated this one, D-.
Get right to the point.
To the point there. Simply Steve, old chap, says D-. Rating, alt title. Brainlocked. Sorry. Brainlocked. Kim dead again. Gets revived off camera before his next appearance. Ship causes a rift. Voyager nearly gets destroyed. Captain Catherine Dudyway. Close convo.
I know, she's close talking Kathy. Why did she do that? At one point I thought she was going to kiss herself, like, let's make out. Like, it's
Jesus Christ.
It's very narcissist. It's very, you know what I mean? It's like,
man.
What are you doing? Just grab her by the face. Just put your hand on her face, in the middle of her face. Just push her away so she's at least arm's length away. Like, dude, I can smell your breath. Why are you standing so close to me? Get the F away from me now.
Wow. Wowzer. Shooter says B. Given the difficulties of childbirth and humanoids, you would think using the transporters to remove the child would be common practice. I don't buy the tissue degradation from transporting. All right. Then you know what the worst thing about this episode is? Whether you are conscious of the fact or not, for most of the runtime, there are two Neelix's shutters. Yeah, that's true. Although at least there can be 1,000 as long as we don't have to see them. But yeah, I hear you. I hear you, sir. I really enjoy this episode. Sure, I really enjoy this episode. Sure, the idea that copying the ship except the antimatter is far-fetched, but the build-up to it is tense as the ship faces an unknown destructive threat. Hang on. As the captains face the inevitable, we all expect on first viewing that the undamaged ship will be the one to survive. The bait and switch works well with the Vidian threat. Hang on, one more shooter. All right, hang on, shoot. Doesn't self-destruct use the antimatter to destroy the ship? Usually, yeah. I don't know why it uses the word. Anyway. And Harry's feeling like an outsider isn't believable since there's only hours of difference in the timelines. Faults aside, I like it. Okay, Shooter.
Shooter, that's something that is always stuck with me on rewatch after rewatch after rewatch. Really expected a different kind of conversation to take place, like for him to be more articulate about it, for him to be sort of worried about it, where he turns around and he says, okay, so is this a different reality? And this is why people are asking about the science, right? Because it's like, is my mom still alive in this reality? Do I still play clarinet? Do I still love, so-and-so? Like, are Tom and I still friends? Like, it feels funny. I wonder what differences I'm going to encounter. And this
but
is
they
why
don't even address it.
No, they don't. And this is why people
Ever.
like Fiona and I and Clobby and many others are like, okay, all right. So you just had like an existential crisis. You just found out that you're dead in another reality through this rift. And now you've gone through that rift. Like, you're not afraid? Anyway, it's just weird.
And they never, to my knowledge, they never mentioned it again.
No.
That's
No,
pathetic.
and people want to know, like, wouldn't it be cool if they created like a little story thread about that, where it's like,
yeah, it's an interesting wrinkle to the character.
That's right. Like, suddenly he doesn't play clarinet anymore. Now he plays saxophone or something like that. Like, just something to make us think that you're like Gene Roddenberry, where you care what we think and you're treating us like we're smart people. Like, you're writing this for the cerebral, esoteric audience that Gene was trying to cultivate. But nope, we don't get any of that.
Not at all.
Yes, Dave G. Found. Am I still an ensign? Wouldn't that have been a cute inside joke? Am I still an ensign?
This one's just a carbon copy. I mean, Larry says, I abstain. Okay.
Love you, Larry.
Lisa says, B. Neelix, what an annoying jerk for making Sam work when she was on a break and very pregnant. True. That was, the opening scene with Neelix is enough to make you want to never watch the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
Happy they transported the horned lizard baby. They would have that would have hurt.
I love that baby. I think that baby's just the most beautiful, cute little baby.
The baby lizard?
Yes, I think it's adorable, and I love that whole idea. Just poorly executed.
Interesting view of a positive and a negative affecting the crew. An enjoyable episode. Sorry, Clobby and RM, learning how to chop and glue, cut and paste. So my reviews may be a bit longer in the future.
Okay,
hey, that took Lisa. As long as you want to do them, that's fine. That doesn't matter.
Well, she's also responding to the fact that she got vaporized last week.
Oh, don't worry about
Remember?
that.
The poor thing. She was
right.
live typing her review, and it got vaporized by this stupid algorithm for whatever reason. Maybe she said boobs or something innocuous, and yet they dumped it, and we couldn't find it. It was quite awful. So, thank you for taking that extra step to be a part of the conversation, Lisa. We love you, sweetheart.
No problem, Lisa. Michael Beacom. And Lisa, just make them as long as you want to make them. Don't worry about that. Where are we at? Michael Beacom says, C-. New title, Captain Insane Way and the Multiverse of Madness. I feel like I could be in Fringe watching me in an alternate dimension enjoying a well-written sci-fi show, whereas in my reality, I was watching Deadlock. I respect that Braga was making an attempt to do something new, which all the writers here can attest is difficult, but somehow it is fell short. Enjoyed watching Kim get spaced. Yeah, too bad we couldn't stay. Or too bad we couldn't stay in that universe. Every other show jumps the shark when babies are born. This is the 24th century. Where the hell are the contraceptives?
Well, for me, the thing I don't like about what happened with Kim is, if I were writing this, and if you've read my book or you read my short stories, you probably know what I would have done with this. Okay, so we space Harry Kim, but the Vidians are close by, and they harvest all of his organs. So, like, before he dies, they like transport him onto their ship, and they like take everything that's inside of his body. Just take it all. Just take it all. Anyway.
Yipper.
Oh, Palomese Minion, thank you, sweetheart.
What?
She says my picture's almost done. Yay!
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Way to go. Absolutely. Okay, Fiona says D-. I'm getting sick of Voyager not learning any tactics from their previous encounters. You'd figured by now they would have had an excellent anti-breach defenses using transporters shielding bulkhead. Why is it so easy to take over the ship? This is a good example of a story. Can never be smarter than its author, which is why this is so regarded. If you're going to do a fake multiverse crap, let's see, that's fine. I think you meant maybe this is 3. Both of these last ones say 2 of 5. We'll just go with it. That's fine. But then if you're going to have to explain all the plot, all the plot can drive its says with the technobabble, then you need to explain all of it.
Yeah.
Why do protons do this? Because he wanted that scene. Let's see here.
Oh, boss man,
Right.
just so you know, our marvelous friend Larry, he left you a gift, boss.
Okay, on my way. We'll get this one knocked out. Thank you, Larry. I'll be right there. To happen. It just reeks of contrivance because he wanted to do certain things. Yes, that's Braga for you. Not because he crafted a good story. It's hard to write sci-fi if you don't know anything about science or fiction. Yes.
And you don't go out of your way to do the research. That's the thing that people don't understand. If you're a science fiction author, you have to do research. It's a little bit like writing a manuscript as much as it's about storytelling, because you want to explain whatever scientific engagement you want to present. So it's not like you just write from your imagination, and these folks think you can, and that's not what science fiction is.
It's getting frustrating seeing variations on the same thing happen every week. There really isn't anything original or creative, but worse, you can actually tell what scenes he decided on. Let's see. And what tenuous threads of contrivance he came up to connect them. He came up with the connect them, or with the connect them. He's writing a by set piece, and that's stupid. Very, very well said. The actors always phone it in when the script is bad. They know it's crap too. Well, there you go. Thank you, Fiona.
Yep.
Let's see, Larry. No, thank you, Larry.
Yeah, it was
Thank you for the
sweetheart
super
of a
sticker.
man.
Appreciate you so much, Larry. You're the man. I mean, Larry, in fact.
Could somebody please tell me what Larry sent? Because we're not allowed to see it on our side of StreamYard, and I'd like to know what sticker he sent. Larry, love you, honey. Thank you for being here. I shouted you out earlier.
Okay. All right, let's see. Bubba Doom. Thank you, Bubba Doom. Bubba Doom 1 says, I give it an F. I didn't care for the death of the baby. I didn't care for the death of the baby. Yeah. They need to keep Chicken Man away from that kid.
It's true. Oh, it's a thumbs up. Larry sent a thumbs up.
Cool. Thank you, Larry.
Thumbs up to you too, sweetheart. Mwah!
And then Amanda Bear says, it turned out she was in an insane asylum the entire time. I should have guessed. Yes. We have outed them.
We have a visual for that created by Gwag.
Insane way. Well
so
done.
Good. So good.
You bad boy.
Cherry work, baby. Cherry work, baby. Cherry.
Nice. Fanty Outsider ECC. We duplicated the starship and blew it up, but maintained the status quo. If they'd been clever, they'd at least have had Harry have some different memories than the original.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, buddy. Absolutely. C- says average. Dave G. Sound gives it a C- and says average. I actually had to force the memory of this episode from the bowels of my mind. If you hadn't explained it well, I would have forgotten it. Certainly not the pride of the franchise.
No.
Not at all.
Which makes her comments, Mulgrew's comments, all that more shocking.
Did I? Oh, did I do this one? I did this one I think I did this one already, right?
Yes, you did that one, boss man.
Sorry.
Yeah, you got that one, sweetheart.
Judge Dredd. You come with the Judge Joseph Dredd says, D. He gives it a D. Janeway and the Multiverse of Madness open flames on a starship galley.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a Top Chef Voyager. Bangway can see through alternate dimensions. They talked about atomic balance on Voyager.
Yeah, I know. Joseph, I know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. Most of these writers failed chemistry. Davidians invade. Where is ship security? Yeah, exactly. When did Starfleet turn into the stormtroopers that can't hit anything they shoot at? Harry Kim. Let's see. Harry Kim and Naomi Wildman are the only survivors from the Prime Universe. I hate multiverses.
Yeah, me too.
It was pretty, that whole silly ass scene where, they were all getting shot running through the corridors. All of a sudden, Tuvix can't fight better than that, and Paris can't fight. They just get killed like biatches. It's like, just shut up.
Yeah.
Donato Mandarin says if they made this episode today, the two Janeways would fall in love with each other. I guess they would.
But that's exactly what I thought. Like, look at even the screen cap that you have. She looks like she's going to make out with herself. Like, look, are you trying to romance yourself there, close talking Kathy? Get away from me. You're in my bubble. Go away.
Scuba Pete says C-. I'm looking at Janeway in the mirror. She's going to blow up Voyager 7 ways. I can't do that. What's wrong with you? What? The message couldn't have been any clearer. Want to make the ship a better place? Donate Neelix and Kess. Tell the Vidians, keep the change.
Yeah. Bye.
Don't you mean keep the change, you filthy animal? The chief engineer for the final review of this episode, B+. I really like the sci-fi concepts in this episode. Getting thrown into a parallel existence, aka the Tholian Web vanishing point. The episode kept you guessing as to how the crew would survive after the shock of Kim's death. Can only the captain person initiate the self-destruct sequence? Used to be. If whoever's in command at the time, like if the captain's off the ship, that's something different. Thankfully, we were left with only one Neelix and Kes in the universe. Plus, we got a much more exciting Harry Kim, who will soon be promoted. What? Yeah, right. P.S. Why didn't they beam out the baby from the start? Labor should be a little easier in the future. One would think, wouldn't one?
Yep.
Yeah,
I forgive you for giving it a B+, Mark, just so you know.
It's good to be forgiven. All right, enough
forgiven,
with that.
Sir.
Enough with that twaddle. Are we ready for the next episode?
Yes, boss. Let's get to it.
Next episode is Innocence.
It is. Innocence is season 2, episode 22. It is production code 138. This first aired on April 8th, 1996. And let's stay copyright compliant, shall we? I'm going to be reading the plot from Wikipedia, the user-generated encyclopedia. I will be reading extemporaneously, meaning I have not read this previously, and usually the composition is atrocious. However, saddle up, lock and load. Tuvok crash lands on a moon along with Ensign Bennett. Bennett does not survive, and his remains are stored in a containment field in the damaged shuttle. Tuvok discovers 3 children, Tressa, Ilani, and Corin. They tell him the craft they are on also crashed, killing the adults. They convince him other members of their race, the Drayans, mean to do them harm. Tuvok helps the children elude a search party. Later, when the danger passes, they behave as children normally would, getting into things they should not and asking incessant questions as Tuvok tries to contact his ship. The leader of the Drayans, Elisa, contacts Voyager to say they have found the shuttle and the crewmen should be removed as soon as possible. The planet is sacred to the Drayans, and their presence desecrates it. Tuvok's efforts fail as 2 of the children, Ilani and Corin, vanish in the middle of the night. Captain Janeway and Paris take a shuttle down to the surface while being pursued by other Drayans who do not wish the shuttle to sully the sacredness of the moon. Soon, a confrontation occurs between the aliens and the Voyager crew. The crew believe the aliens mean to harm the last child until it is finally explained that they were not children at all, but actually confused Drayans at the end of their life. You mean at the end of their lives. Subject, verb, pronoun antecedent. Get your shit together. Their species ages in reverse. Tressa recalls the truth of her circumstances with Elisa's permission. Tuvok promises to stay with Tressa to the end. Okay, so this is not explained very well. Soon a confrontation occurs between the aliens and the Voyager crew. That does not happen. It's that there is tension, but no confrontation. I don't know who writes this stuff, but they should be kicked really hard in really good stilettos, like your best stilettos, the ones that you wear to the opera, the ones you wear to the ballet, where you're strutting around and you feel really good about your stilettos. Use those right in the butt. Boss, what did you think of Innocence? Sorry.
Alara Cattleson.
Hey,
Welcome.
Alaric.
Well, it's one of those episodes. It's okay. I mean, it's well-meaning. It's just trying to be a fairly thoughtful story. It's kind of, but it's some of those things you don't have enough meat on the bones in the sense that it has a lot of Trek stuff in it, Trek quality stuff in it. Isn't we're really not sure what's going on. You have a really good performance by Tim Russ. He's really good. He's good in the episode. He's even good with the kids. It's interesting enough. It has. I don't know. I liked it. I just didn't love it. I thought it was fairly. I think the storytelling. I mean, it's like they were trying to fill up time. They could have told. This was the kind of story that could have been told even quicker. There was not a lot of. They didn't really kind of have a good focus for what they were doing. But I thought it was a well-intentioned story and a fairly interesting idea, and it was okay. It was not like, they solved their problems in a very Star Trek manner. For once, we didn't have just a big violent, dust up. If you want to buy into the kind of the cornball or like the silliness about the aging backward stuff, which is a common science fiction trope.
It is.
Yeah, but it was okay. It's an okay, I think, fairly benign episode. Just for me, I don't hate it or anything. Notes?
Yes. Why do Chakotay and Janeway reveal sensitive information about Voyager? Why did they take the Drayans immediately to their power center and explain the way that the dilithium crystals work and these? Yeah, it's dumb. The Tuvok story thread is very TOS, and I enjoyed it. We have some lovely acting by some incredibly beautiful children. They are brilliant, they are charming, they are gorgeous little ones, and they give wonderful performances despite their age. I have always, upon rewatch, thought to myself, who made these beautiful, beautiful little children? Each one of them is so cute, it's almost unbearable. And I love the way that they behave. And they're just great kids. I'm a mom. The Vulcan lute has 12 strings, not 5. So Jerry Taylor should have been taking care of that. But folks should know that if you buy a replica of the Vulcan lute on eBay or elsewhere, they usually only do 10 strings, but it should be 12, not 5. This story centers on a beautiful, charming kindness and wholesome storytelling. We have a very strange alien encounter, and we have a wonderful resolution. I enjoyed the TOS pacing. I enjoyed the TOS style, and I enjoyed the TOS ideas. So I actually enjoyed this one. I always enjoy this one. I also find that since 1996, how many years ago is that now? This is one of the episodes that I always think to myself that it's enjoyable. It doesn't disappoint me. I don't feel let down by it, and I always enjoy the performances, and I always enjoy the story, the storyline, and the way that it plays out. The only thing that I think really takes away from it is the Chakotay and Janeway entertaining the Drayans. I don't think that they would reveal all of that sensitive information. They talk too much about the inner workings of the Doctor and how the Doctor functions, and I don't like them talking about sensitive things like how they fuel the warp core and things like that. I think that's dumb. I think we just should have stuck with Tuvok here. I think that Tim Russ gives a beautiful performance. You are correct. I do agree with you. It is a little tired to have that reversal of aging, but I'm a woman, and I am totally charmed by these beautiful kids. I just think they're just so sweet, and I think that Tim Russ gives a great performance here, and I love him as a Vulcan dealing with these children and the things that the kids say and how they behave. And yeah, I just think it's a very, very sweet story that fits very, very nicely into the Star Trek universe, and I would take it over the vast majority of what Voyager has to offer.
I think you hit upon what I did like about it the most was that it felt very. Anytime you invoke TOS on this show, or make me feel like that's something they would do in the original series. That's something that reminds me, because that's the essence. That's the core of Star Trek. Then that's a win. And so I liked it too. I like it. I found it to be, like I said, I think it was just they probably maybe I thought that it could have been, maybe the story could have added a little bit more to it. But I do like it. I do like it.
Well, you're a seasoned science fiction fan, and so if it's something that you've read a lot or that you've watched a lot of, I can see how someone would give it a lower grade, because it's just like, who wants to see Benjamin Button all over again? I mean, that's in science fantasy and it's in science fiction. Just for me, it's like you get through all these Voyager episodes and they're so bad. And then all of a sudden you get this one episode where it's like a light bulb went on for somebody, and they were like, hey, let's do something wholesome and beautiful. Let's do these interactions. Let's focus on these characters and positive messaging. And so for me, it's just, there's so much TOS pacing, so much TOS style, so much TOS imagery, and this strange alien encounter. And I also really love how Tressa confesses to somewhat manipulating Tuvok, because she doesn't really feel like it's her time yet, and that some of it is due to this dementia. They have dementia, obviously, because they're going to the other side. They're going to their rest, their sleep, the end of their lives. And so I think it's a very nice idea, because if you've ever dealt with somebody who has dementia, the one thing that you hold on to is that person is completely unaware of what's happening to them. And so as life becomes more ugly and challenging and horrible and painful and frightening, the one thing you cling to with dementia and Alzheimer's disease is that the person does not know what's happening. And they're usually very happy and sweet, and they'll touch your face and ask you for a cookie, or if they can still talk, or just smile and try to kiss you. And it's just, I think it's sort of sweet, but I like the way that those two things come together. So I don't know. I'm just touched by this episode. I like it.
I do too. Nothing wrong with that. Raquel, thank you for the $5 super chat. Eric K says, Raquel, that would require both the actors and writers to know anything about the people they're playing or writing. You cannot expect research. That's true.
It's true.
He said it's not like. Also, he said it is not like they get paid to write or act. Thank you, Eric, for both of those. I appreciate you. Buddy.
Can you kiss Kirby for me, please? And give him a boop. Give him a boop on the nose, please.
Indeed. So,
yeah.
Did you do You already did the show note. I mean,
I did.
Your notes, right? Okay.
I did, boss. Yep.
In my memory, there you go. So, what is your rating of Innocence?
I'm willing to endure the slings and arrows here for this encounter. Like I said, I see a very large and shiny TOS frame around this storytelling and the way this episode transpires, and I really enjoy Tuvok's interaction with these beautiful, sweet, and kind children. They do such a great job. They're absolutely adorable. They're not even slightly annoying, and I don't usually like seeing kids in Star Trek, but these kids are just exceptional. So I'm going to shock everyone, but I love this. I think this is a beautiful tribute to Gene Roddenberry, and I give this an A+. I have watched this episode over and over and over again, yearly, sometimes more than once in a year since 1996. Wow. And I will tell you this, folks, for me, as many times as I've watched it, it holds up. It stands the test of time, and many of the Voyager episodes don't. So for me, in the context of Voyager, this is some of the best of Voyager. I think this is sweet and kind and innocent and beautiful and good for a change instead of crap. This is just good storytelling.
Nice. Anonymous Gamer and Picasso.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Hi, Picasso.
Well, I'm giving it a B+. I really like it. I think it's solid. Well, TOS Trek. This is what, if more episodes of Voyager were this average excellent, and you had this kind of story and felt this way, I think we'd be better off. Anyone now come with your ratings? Any words you may have about Innocence, and I will fetch us some Max Redstone.
May I please interrupt for just 1 second? I just want to say, Picasso, that's incredibly kind of you to say. I think you're a beautiful person too. Whenever you spread kindness and let your friends and the people you know that you love them or that you care about them, I just think that you're also a very special person and a beautiful person. So thank you so much for that. Sorry to interrupt you, Clubby.
No problem. Let's see here. Where are we at? Okay, you ready?
Yes, boss.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Where are you? Okay. Innocence by the great Max Redstone. The Drayans live like shut-ins. They treat the crew dumb pieces of... What? All right. Wait a minute. Try the other one here. The Drayans live like shut-ins. They treat the crew dumb pieces of mutton. Also, so Tuvok must face dying members of a race that aged like Benjamin Button. Okay. Nice. Good job, buddy. The great Max Redstone, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's see here. Babadoom. Number one. Babadoom says B, because it made me think of Jonathan Winters. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mork and Mindy. That took me down a YouTube rabbit hole of old episodes of The Tonight Show. Wow, cool. Raquel, I'm glad you pointed out the acting of the children. They did. Let's see. Where's the second one? Hang on, buddy. I'm looking for your second one.
He types live, so there's a bit of a break between them. There are probably about 10 posts between that one and his second one.
There we go. Yep.
He types live, boss.
That's cool. They did do a good job. Beyond that, Mork calling Orson. Come in, Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson. Yo, big jeans.
3 of the most beautiful children that have ever been on television. Just what beautiful little kids they are. So sweet.
Yes, indeed. Wagner says, grade C. The episode starts out promising. That should have been the first red flag on what was to come. Riveting scenes of talking and walking. Is this an episode of Ashoka? I didn't get the Ahsoka vibe on that myself, but I hear you, buddy. I'm trying to find. I know. Why not? Why not just tell Voyager what is going on? Oh yeah, we need a twist ending. Who does the writing of this episode think they are? Brendan Braga? No, Brendan Braga didn't write this one. I could tell. No, there's no Braga there at all in this episode, because there would have been some scary. The scenes where he goes into that cave and stuff would have been all scary, and there would have been all kind of gory crap and jump scares and shit if it was Brendan Braga.
It was actually a short story written by a fellow by the name of Anthony Williams. It says story by Anthony Williams. I'm assuming it's a short story or a short story sketch or outline. And the teleplay is by a woman by the name of Lisa Klink. And it is directed by James L. Conway. So we have some fresh blood here.
Okay, dope. And speaking of the twist ending, aging in reverse could be interesting in a fantasy, but it is scientifically stupid. Mork and Mindy did it better.
Greg.
Oh, let's see here.
Nano.
All right. Annoying kids test even a Vulcan's emotional control. Tuvok was not hiding his exasperation very well. You think he would be better at doing that with with the practice Neelix gives him?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you just reminded me of there, Gwag? I may have to bump mine up to an A. There's no Neelix at all in this.
Simply Steve calls that a triple N. No Neelix needed.
Was there no Neelix in this one? I don't think so, right?
No, there's no Neelix in this
one. I'll call it an A then. There you go.
It's great.
My mom has dementia. I'm sorry about that,
Adrian James. I just want
Adrian.
to send you a huge hug. I just want to send you a big old hug and let you know that I'm there with you, and my hand is on your back, and I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with you, my friend.
Fiona says, I get the appeal of the aging in reverse idea, but it has no place in science fiction. Entropy, telomerine?
Mm-hmm.
Telomere replication. Telomere, is that how you say it?
I think so.
Telomere replication, cell regeneration. It goes against all science. This is a fantasy trope, not sci-fi.
Yep, it's true. Bossman, can I interrupt for 2 wags of a puppy's tail? And I'm very sorry for doing this. It's extremely rude. But David Glenn just walked through the door and he yelled, Cotton Council raid!
Well, I don't know who the Cotton Council is, but hail to them and hail to you, David Glenn. It's good to see you. I hope you were doing well. All right, let's see. Where were I? I'm trying to find. Oh, okay, Fiona's second one. They just cheaply used it for the big gotcha at the end. There were ways you could have done this, but you would have had to been creative. And we know that's asking a little too much. In my experience, dementia is a horrible thing. There is a lot of anger and rage and confusion. It's not all sweet and light. That being said, this ep lacked the typical nihilism, and that was refreshing. Yep, I hear you there. It really didn't make any sense, but the episode wasn't painful to sit through, and the acting was pretty impressive. If it wasn't Star Trek, I would have given it an A, but C minus.
I got
for Trek. Okay,
I understand.
Understandable. All right, thank you, Fiona. That is. Let's see here, perfectly. All right, where are we at? Okay, now, let's go with. Where's there? Lisa says B. Thought that the kids were evil, but no. Although they were terrorists to Tuvok. Yes, are they born as full grown and shrink as they get old, or is it more of a bell curve physical stages of life? We'll never know. So I don't know. We'll never know. Anyway, it was a nice visualization of how we could turn into a childlike state at the final state of our existence, stage of our existence. If we are lucky enough to go quietly into the good night, yes,
in our sleep. But I love that you've mentioned this. This is exactly what I feel. It's like, the older you get, the more it seems you need those around you, and you need their help with things like you did when you were young. And it's dementia and getting older. It's a thing, and it requires a great deal of discussion. And anytime Star Trek makes you contemplative, anytime it makes you sit back and consider what's being discussed, it will always get a high grade from me. Always.
Fair enough. Anonymous Gamer. Good to see you guys. Well, good to see you, Anonymous Gamer. Thank you. Let's see. Shooter says B+. I love the pairing of Tuvok and the 3 lost children. Mm-hmm. Is that a hint of frustration? I see Mr. Tuvok, a mystery child. Mystery and cultural misunderstandings work well for the episode, even if it is weird. Hang on. Whoa. Voyager can run for 3 years before refueling. What the hell is with the power shortages? Or has Janeway been rationing all this time? Something isn't right here.
Yeah, Fiona and I, this drives Fiona and I up the wall. It's also driving Eric K up the wall. It's just these ships are completely self-sufficient, and there is no reason for them to have to, mom to pull over the station wagon and fill it up at Texaco. It doesn't work that way, and certainly that is not a proper scientific way to express what happens in space. I mean, you recycle everything, and it's kind of gross, but people need to realize that that's what replication is really doing. It's taking your sweat, your hair, your urine, your feces, everything that you eat and excrete, and everything else on the ship, and constantly putting it through reclamation. And people need to realize that no one is stopping and dumping their garbage anywhere. So it's kind of silly, and it annoys many of us.
The curious case of Benjamin Button, people. It's weird, and I find it hard to believe, but at the same time, I cannot fault it. So Shooter? All right, Shooter. Where I was now. The great Max Redstone, A-, says, I agree with Raquel. This is a great Star Trek episode. Even though one could say that Tim Russ was channeling Leonard Nimoy,
Mm-hmm.
it is executed very well and did not go off the rail in any place.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Max. Simplest Steve says B plus. It was a Tuvix centric ep, and it was a Tuvix centric ep. Was a good Innocence plot, better than Chicken Man's constant raging about Supercat's perceived childishness.
Yeah.
Drayans could have been the Romulans of the Delta.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Simply Steve.
So much potential.
The great Eric K says, C. Well, fooled me in one way. I figured, the kids were ghosts.
Oh.
Tuvix, Janeway, and Chipotle, showing strangers even part of the ship is insane.
It is.
You mean it's
Yes. Insane way.
insane? I thought they were protecting the Fed's secrets. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it shows what we know, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
No species would evolve from full size to children. How would that work? Even with Kessa's back porch and V. I had more, but Kirby deleted everything. Oh, typical Kirby.
My dog. He's a good dog. I love him.
Admiral Teague says, A minus. Excellent performance by Tim Russ. Some overlap with The Children Shall Lead, but much better. Way better than that, though. Good Lord.
Yes, much better.
Yeah, it's nothing like that, but I hear, give me the willies even by mentioning that one, Teague. And that an Amanda Bear says, B, pretty decent for Voyager. Plus, I always like when the Vulcans and androids get their patience tested.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes. Dave G. Sound says B, decent. Tuvix unease with children was on display, but he should have been able to deal with the awful, whiny, heathen, bratty, screechy, hobbledoy. I don't know what that is. Children. Oh, I'm thinking the TNG disaster.
Oh,
yes.
That is so bad. The acting is so bad in that one, and it's so. Oh, it's.
I like that. I think I like that episode. I can't remember that.
Disaster.
Yeah, I like that one.
Hmm.
Maybe it was just a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? JT. C. Why would an organism shrink with age? What is the evolutionary advantage? Shrinking size does not put an organism into a state of adolescence, being better skin, etc. Does this species exit paternal stages full sized? The biomechanical absurdity simply ruins this episode for me. It is good to see Tupac begin being a father figure and protector to the children.
But I will say this, JT Kirk. I understand your qualms with the episode, but I will say this: these children are not born. They say twice in the episode that their species is created. They say it twice in place of born or birth. So that leaves some room for the imagination to massage what's going on with these mysterious people and this species. So for me, it's so open-ended that I'm allowed to, I allow myself to accept it. And Bossman, you have received a gift from the marvelous Beacons.
Oh, Michael Cassandra, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It says, speaking of kids, Cassandra watched the grandbaby this morning while I got a tire fix. She called cause. He requested King Kong. Mechanics starred at this guy doing an end zone victory dance. All right. Thank you, Michael. Very much. Thank you so much. And Michael Beacom is also has a review. He says, C+. Full disclosure, only saw this one in glimpses. Never made it back to rewatch it all. Again, when you want to see what AI copy and paste writing would look like, I say, here you go. No new ideas to be seen. Even the getting younger thing, no attempt to explain the perfect reverse entropy of the kids. Also, Voyager seems to get their shuttles from the same bottomless bag of replacements that Space 1999 got their Eagles from. With more rewrites, this could have been something.
Mhm.
And by the way, they, among other places, Buck Rogers had one episode about the kid, the aging backwards thing.
Mhm.
I saw that before I ever saw. I never watched Benjamin Button, but that came out way before that.
But
Parker-
everyone should pay very close attention to the script, though, and you can actually go and read the script if you don't want to rewatch the episode. They make it very clear that the Drayans are not born; the Drayans are created. So we don't know what's happening there with how they develop and what exactly is happening with these children and what's going on in the adult stage of creation and then the childlike stage of creation. So yeah, it's important for people to recognize that.
Parker Luck's here. Hey, Parker Luck, good to see you.
Hey,
Welcome.
Parker!
Don't know why, but this episode is not just another Rascals from TNG. My grade for Innocence is B+.
Yeah, it's a good one.
There you go.
Especially for Voyager, and I'm going to admit, I'm going to readily admit, like when I gave my grade, that it really is also about Voyager. Sometimes they just don't do a good job, and it's like Clobby was saying earlier. It's like sometimes they get it right, and I think this is one of the times where they weren't just screwing around trying to do something shocking or bad, and they actually tried to tell a story. It's maddening.
There you go. Forgot what I was doing now.
Oh, you're in between
Here's
reviews.
the judge.
Next one.
Here comes the judge. Joseph Dredd says C. Another shuttlecraft accident. Yeah, I do get Voyager. That's one of the things that really gets old in Voyager, right? I'm convinced there are more shuttles on Voyager than crew members. Me too. My God, we got plenty of shuttle wrecks to go. Bangway and Chipotle telling classified Starfleet secrets on the first contact was implausible. Boy, you say that again. Oh, I don't see his other one.
Oh, all three of them are there. Oh, it's a little bit later. They're about 10 after it.
No, I don't have it. I don't have it starred.
Oh, I starred all three.
This one is at 2. The one he's was at 10:41.
Please tell me it didn't get vaporized.
Well,
Yeah, there was there's what?
What happened?
Where the heck did those go? I had them starred.
He had 3? Oh, he had 2.
He has
He just
3.
had 2.
No,
He has 2. This
or
is
am
one
I thinking
of 2.
of the last one? Hold on.
This says 1 of 2, and it's at 12:41. To be 9:41 your time, 10:41 my time.
What the heck is going on here?
Mm-hmm. Shite happens.
Weird. Yeah, it's not here.
While you're looking for that, and it's not there at all.
Oh! Found it.
Cool.
Really high up there. Weird. Okay, go ahead, boss.
Mm-hmm.
My whole chat just disappeared. Oh, it's back. Hi.
Weird. The Tuvix daycare was on the moon. What's on the moon was better than the Voyager stuff. Thank you, Joseph. Scuba Pete says, "Moon river, moon shiver, Tuvix crashed on a mile, keeping Bennett frozen for a while. Vulcan's babysitters to go missing. The Drayans just missing. Tressa fades away." B, he says. By the way, thank you. You rascal. Zapper says it's C-. At least Stephen Collins wasn't on this plane. Whoa, really? What is wrong with you, man? Good Lord. Zathras, you bad. Bad Zathras. The final review of this episode. Nope, wait. Apparently not. Hang on a second, Mark. This is not a review, is it?
No, but she just wanted to reiterate that even if they are created, entropy applies, and their skin wouldn't be smoother, nor their bones stronger. But they don't say that in the episode. They don't say that they have the same life cycle as human beings. They are created, and the rest of it is left up to the mind, to the imagination. And so
Yeah.
that's what I think of that.
I would say that if you're going to do that, it does fall under the category of find a way of explaining it. You could find
true.
find a way.
It's true.
You can an imaginative way of explaining it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. I accept all criticisms, and my high rating of this episode. I just enjoy it.
Oh no, Mark me with a C there. Chief of Ninja gets an A minus. So it's really touching episode. Once again, a Vulcan can illustrate what is best about humanity, as Tuvok is able to comfort the children despite not showing emotions. Emotions. Some great banter between him and the kids really elevated the enjoyment of the episode, despite their later learning the reality of their sad predicament. Tuvok, we often fear what we do not understand. Our best defense is knowledge. Yes. That's pure Trek right there.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm glad you qualified that, Lisa, because a lot of men are walking cold into the pool, or cold into the lake, or cold into the river.
Ouch.
Yeah, Lisa, I love you, honey. You walk right into that one.
Oh boy! Next episode is the Thaw.
The Thaw is season 2, episode 23. This is production code 139, and this first aired on April 29th, 1996. I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia, the user-generated encyclopedia. It's likely going to suck. It's likely going to suck hardcore. But don't worry, fear not. We'll get through it together. Voyager discovers a planet that 19 years before suffered a major ecological disaster. The crew finds a set of stasis pods. How many times have they found stasis pods? Containing 5 of the planet's inhabitants. 2 are dead from heart attacks, and the other 3 should have reawakened already. Since the planet has recovered from the disaster, Captain Catherine Janeway, the close-talking lunatic, decides to revive the other 3. Why? Because she doesn't give a shit about the Prime Directive. Sorry for my profanity, folks, but this is annoying. But the crew cannot wake them. Their brains tied to a central computer connecting all of the pods. B'Elanna Torres and Harry Kim volunteer to occupy the other pods and be connected to the central computer. Why? When we just could have used the Doctor, or maybe Tuvok. They find themselves experiencing a virtual reality, a strange, dark, circus-like atmosphere. A sadistic clown appears to lead the group of computer-generated characters attempting to bring the new arrivals to play. Torres and Kim learn from the aliens that the virtual reality was intended to make a utopia based on their thoughts, but grew on their fears instead and gained the power to induce death. Torres makes a deal with the clown to leave stasis to explain the situation to Voyager, leaving Kim and the aliens behind as hostages. This is not correct. Anyway, let's keep going. The clown, while waiting, prepares to torture Kim. Just torture? You mean behead him?
Yeah.
Just torture, huh? That's the empath, sweetheart. Just as the clown is about to slice him with a scalpel, his hand is stopped. Oh, yeah, that is right. He does take out the scalpel. His hand is stopped by the Doctor, who, as a hologram, is immune to the simulation's powers. The Doctor explains that Janeway is prepared to provide the clown a simulated brain in exchange for Kim and the aliens, who should have never been sent there to begin with. I'm adding that, don't care. However, the clown reads from his captive's minds that the simulated brain will not be the same as the real one and refuses. Before the Doctor returns to report to Janeway, one of the aliens provides a subtle hint of how to dismantle the computer system. With this information, Torres begins to shut down the simulation. The clown notices the deception as elements of the program are removed and kills the alien that gave the hint. Janeway stops Torres before the clown takes another life. The doctor, after communicating with the crew, informs the clown that Janeway will offer herself as a brain for the system in exchange for the remaining hostages. She wanted to give him a piece of her mind. She just didn't have any to spare. I'm adding that. Sorry. The clown agrees, and soon Janeway appears in the simulation while the remaining hostages are freed. Too late, the clown realizes that Janeway, too, is a hologram, her mind only minimally connected to the system. With no living being left connected, the crew finishes disabling the computer. As the clown fades away, the Janeway hologram tells him, in the end, fear always wants to be defeated. So, Captain Clobby, my captain, mon capitaine, please tell me, what did you think of the Thaw?
Hey, Courtney.
Courtney!
Good to see you.
Hey, much love back to you, sweetheart. Everyone, Courtney just sent everybody love. Send her some love back.
Love to you. Love to you. Yeah. You know, I have a weird kind of fascination with this episode, believe it or not. Because I like Michael McKean. He's a great actor. I think his performance is pretty fun.
Agreed.
As the clown. I see what you're saying about the stupid prime directive. But I thought the idea was sound enough. You know, the sort of them going into the computer. It's the kind of thing that they might have done on TOS, that they go inside a computer that's holding these people hostage and
Agreed.
fight this wacky villain. And this was actually, to me, kind of a fun episode. This back and forth with this really clever, really malevolent, artificial being inside this program. This program, yeah. And some of the stuff with the doctor going back in there. I don't know. I kind of like this one. It's maybe goofy. You can find a million ways to tear it. You science people can, since I'm not a science person. I found it to be fairly imaginative and interesting. That this villain like this, creepy as all hell. And that's the kind of thing, the kind of creepy thing they would do on a '60s show. It has a look of an old '60s show.
It's absolutely true. And it's why I said the things I said about the previous episode. Innocence and the Thaw, definitely somebody in the writer's room said, look, we're going off in this direction. Why don't we go back to what this is really all about? Because both of these episodes feel like TOS. They do. Both of them do.
And they have to trick them, trick this creature. It's very, right. Yeah. So I actually enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm weird, but I thought, because I remember I haven't seen it in a long time, and I thought, oh God, when I saw the pictures from coming up, I was going to watch it again this week. I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be really ridiculous, and it is maybe in some way, but McKean's great, and I just find it to be kind of a fun thriller of an episode in a sense, and a pretty interesting idea too about him being that. That I guess that program in there, the fight the program, and I thought,
and that the algorithm was learning,
and it kept outsmarting them. So it was pretty smart. And then it got its end. Yeah, I mean, again, fun stuff. It was very entertaining. If you can entertain me, So notes.
Okay, so more stasis pods. Let's not do too much of this because it's too much Wrath of Khan. The prime directive, anyone? They have no business here, but set all that aside. Why did we send the chief engineer? Why not send the doctor's program computer to computer? Another TOS style idea I put in my notes. And I also absolutely, time and time again, love the giant delta, because as a communication scholar, the semiology in the giant delta is just so delicious, especially by Michael McKean, to be involved in that, not only because anyways, you just have to know Michael McKean and his career and the films he's made. Anyway, I love the fantastic aging makeup in this episode. Whomever did the makeup in this episode, I forget who it is. I would need to look it up to make sure. But the aging makeup done on Harry Kim is some of the best in the history of Star Trek. Really, really good aging makeup. So as a cosplayer and a licensed journeyman makeup artist, I doff my cap. Just an exceptional job. Whenever I watch this episode, it always comes out good. It ages well. I like it a lot. But one thing is reoccurring, and that is Spectre of a Gun. Spectre of a Gun taught us, I'm just reading from my notes here, taught us that Tuvok would overcome the clown easily. And it would be the human beings who he would have to convince of the logic, because Spock blocks the fear and the simulated scenarios. So we learn this in Spectre of a Gun. So I think it's weird to send the chief engineer. B'Elanna, why would you send B'Elanna into an algorithm? Makes no sense. We should have sent the doctor, and we should have sent Tuvok, because I would have just enjoyed having that Spectre of a Gun experience. Only now we're dealing with an algorithm that is moving and shaping itself to try and get at the human beings, and we never explore that. So we send B'Elanna back, and so we're sending Harry Kim and B'Elanna. Why? It's just not very interesting to me. I would have much preferred to have a Vulcan and the Doctor there. Trying to negotiate. Like Kirk used to negotiate with the computers. He'd talk to them until they would smoke. I would like to see Tuvok step up to what to his Vulcan training, to his Kolinar, and use the Doctor to try and plead for the lives of these people in these stasis pods. I think it would have been far more interesting. But that's just me. Close talking Kathy goes Kirk. I do like that she deceives the clown, and I think that's terrific. But there are some cheesy closing scenes that are wasteful of the overall work and the overall performances, especially McKean. So I like this episode. I think it's wonderful, but the problem is that as a hardcore Trekkie, the first thing I think of is Spectre of a Gun, and I'm looking for something far more deep and far more frightening, something that moves fans for years and years and years, where you go back and you're still massaging those ideas as you work through them. And I think it would have been really interesting to have a Vulcan and another computer program pleading for the lives of the people in the stasis pods. I didn't need Harry Kim there. I didn't need B'Elanna there. I don't think they should be there. I think they should be just those aliens. But other than that, I love the idea, and the performances are terrific. And once again, I'm going to say it again. This is very TOS. 2 back-to-back TOS episodes that have TOS pacing, TOS ideas, TOS storytelling, the ethos of TOS. So I like it very much. And that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I think one of the other things I would say about it is they do. One of the other TOS things about it is it does have some interesting conversations about fear itself.
It does.
It does stop to talk about very basic things that Star Trek does talk about, everything, the human condition, including something, fear, and does it very well. And I do like that they did use the Doctor, though. I mean, he is in there. I know they don't use Tuvok, but the Doctor goes in and out there a couple of times. And again, what a terrific performance by McKean. I just really thought he was good. So yeah, what is your rating of the Thaw?
For losing its opportunity to go by way of Spectre of the Gun, and for sending 2 useless people in there that have there's no reason to put Harry Kim and B'Elanna Torres, the chief engineer, and an ensign, into a computer algorithm. It just doesn't make any sense. So I have to dock it. Otherwise, this would be an A+ for me, because this is a TOS episode. I have to give it an A- though, because B'Elanna and Harry Kim have no business in this story, and it could have been like an A++++++++, if we would have taken the time to get in there and to plead for the lives of these people. And that's it.
Well,
Amen.
I too give it an A minus. I thought it was for this show to get an A minus out of any of us is pretty damn good for it. So, my friends, now I will ask you to give us any rating and any words you may have about the Thaw. And while number one is getting this ready, I will bring us some Max Redstone entertainment. Mm-hmm. 1 second. Where are you? Okay. Sorry, everyone. I snuck a candy. Now I'm going to eat it. Mm. Mm. You never know. You're going to need a little face fuel.
Face fuel.
Mm.
Careful of what you say. You know, Gwagnar, he's capable of making any conversation into wonderful images.
He is. The Thaw, folks. Face fuel. The Thaw by Max Redstone. He says, a planet's ecology had a bad quirkus. People held hostage by clown Jerkus. As soon as you arrive, you'll want to be unalive. Welcome to the galaxy's worst circus. Yeah, welcome. Well done, Max Redstone. Alrighty then, let me see. Okay, Parker Luck says, why does this seem like a bad version of the 5 characters in search of an exit from the original Twilight Zone? I don't know, because I do like that episode, but it's really not like that. But every time I watch this one, I can't watch it completely through. Maybe C+. Thank you, Parker. Got you. Gwag says B+. Why send in a useful crew member like Torres? Harry makes sense as he. I think he maybe meant to say useless. Harry makes sense as he is completely expendable. How about? Oh, okay, I see. You did mean useful. You figured Harry's expendable. He's already died. So, how about sending Neelix instead? I'm game. Why don't I hate this episode? It has all the things that annoy me, but somehow it doesn't. Neelix getting shut down by a glaring Janeway gives bonus points to my score. Voyager needs more of that. Let's see here. I think you got more. I know you have some more, Gwag. There we go. This has the look of something that could have been an episode of the original Star Trek, but 2S would have done it better. I don't know, man. Some third season ones that might swap that a little bit. Swap out Janeway, Torres, and Kim for Kirk Scotty in the red shirt number 3. Okay, hang on. All right. Michael McKean somehow pulls off what should have been an annoying clown character. Insane Way versus the Fear Clown. The clown never had a chance, and Janeway is the true face of fear. Just ask her crew. Yeah. Oh, you didn't tell me Wolfie was here.
Pardon?
You didn't tell me Wolfie was here.
Oh, I didn't see Wolfie come in.
Wolfie's
Where's Wolfie?
You started one of his. You started his comment.
Oh, I just saw the rating B+. Wolfie!
Wolfie! What's up, old friend?
Welcome, Wolfie. You've been missed.
Yeah, buddy. Good to see you. And let's take that review from Wolfie. All right, a good old buddy Wolfie's here. Let's see, rating B+. I did not like this episode when I first saw it, but now I love it. I like the added virtual world when in cryo sleep combo rather than just being asleep. Yes. Interesting idea. Yeah, had some cool ideas in this one. Exactly, buddy. I'll see if he's got another one somewhere. Says he has another one.
I will go back and make sure that I have it started. I'm pretty sure I started everything.
Okay, that's one.
Okay. His second one isn't up yet, I don't think. Let me just check one more time. No, his second one isn't up yet, unless it got vaporized. It's not up yet, boss.
Well, I'll leave I'll not unstar it yet, but I'll go to another one and
Yeah. Wait.
we'll see if you get another one back up there. Yes. Empress and M says the very ending was the best part. C. Thank you, Empress.
I see what you did there.
What are you trying to say here, Empress? JT Kirk says, A. This reminds me of an episode of The Twilight Zone. Is it perfect? No, but it is. But if expectations are thawed, there's something here to enjoy. 9-year-old me didn't sleep that night after watching one.
Oh no!
Oh, well. Look, there was some creepy crap in there.
Yeah.
Admiral Teague says, B plus. I like the campy clown element. This one's sort of like older Trek. He's in X-Files too. Yeah, Michael McKean was from a lot of stuff. The captain is brave and, dare I say, enterprising. Michael McKean did a lot of sci-fi in the 90s.
Yeah.
And he was Lenny from Lenny and Squiggy.
Mm-hmm.
Remember him he was on Lavoine and Shirley.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Wolfie has said that his second one probably got vaporized, so he put up another 2 of 2. It's okay, boss. He put up another 2 of 2.
Good.
He got vaporized.
Michael McKean is effing amazing. That's probably what it was. Don't be a poop. Gotcha, buddy. Thank you. All righty then. Let's see. Who else we got now? Eric K says, C. Loved Lenny and Squiggy in this one. Yeah. Still insane that they went in thinking, we can ask the people stuck in there how to get out. What the heck?
Yeah. That's why I think it would have been much better if we would have sent the doctor in originally and, of course, Tuvok.
Indeed. B'Elanna has to be the slowest engineer of all times. Severed the frickin' connections. She was moving in slow motion. I think it means slow motion. Slow mode. Create an interface with it to try to talk to them. Stupid bangway.
It's true.
Thank you, Eric K. Classic Comics says.
Oh, Carlos Magnus is here. Carlos, it's nice to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Carlos, good to see you. All right. Megas, right? Carlos Megas? I can't see it. All right. It says, Classic Comics says, grade B. I like this one. Michael McKean's performance helps elevate this one. And the whole aliens at the mercy of an AI created to serve them it feels like classic Trek.
Everyone feels that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Janeway also comes across as something resembling a competent Starfleet. Yes, yeah, she does some Kirking in this one.
She does Kirk. She passed the Kirk test.
Yeah, she Kirks in this. Let's give him some credit. Mm-hmm. They wrote her more of a Kirk. Competent Starfleet captain for a change. The use of the Doctor made sense. Sometimes he's shoehorned into a plot and it feels somewhat contrived, but not here. Let's see. Also, one of the few eps of Voyager where the stakes feel earned, that something bad could really happen at the hands of this deranged program. A solid ep. I would agree. Thank you, CC.
I agree, and that's why I think that it should have been Tuvok and the Doctor, and then the people and their lives. And we don't know if they will live or if they will die. It just increases that sense of risk, throwing B'Elanna and Harry in there. I mean, we just killed him. We just killed Harry. So yeah, it's just, I think it would have taken it to the next level.
Indeedishness. Princess Fiona says, I kept expecting the clown to say, but these go to 11. Oh, okay.
It's still a stupid.
It's such a fine line between stupid and
clever.
Yeah,
It's just
clever
a little
too.
turnabout.
That's that I thought that was the 11 quote, but these go to 11. Mm-hmm. Different part of that movie, if you want. Mark maybe play that. It's your fault, Mark. No.
Well, the big delta with the small Stonehenge stones, are just so cute.
Oh, there you go.
It's very Spinal Tap.
I've come to realize that many of Shane's inexplicable decisions have been based on which characters they need to feature that week.
That's a fair comment.
Yep. Whom in the ensemble cast have we been ignoring?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. That's a fair comment.
And then sentence they sent the two most useless crew members rather than the ones that made sense. This one of the few episodes that I could sit through the entire thing. Michael McKean was great. If they would stop just taking first drafts directly to screen, we could actually have some fantastic episodes. I wonder if the pace and production was just too much for the production team. B. Thank you so much, Fiona.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Fiona, I'm just struck by that, and I'm so happy that so many other people feel the same way, because the stakes. Just imagine the stakes if they wrote it the way that I explained it, because then we would have the crew meddling about not following the Prime Directive again, meddling in the affairs of another species. They go in. And they go in with Tuvix, and they go in with the Doctor. And there are 6 people trapped in this algorithm, this transhumanistic algorithm. And then instantly we're all thinking, there's a possibility all of these people could die because of Bangwei's meddling. And how will Tuvix and the Doctor convince this algorithm to spare these people's lives? It just would have been way, way more interesting and way, way more scary. We did not need B'Elanna and Harry in this episode. Not needed.
There you go. What was I doing? Okay. Oh, Max Redstone says, this always struck me as a very Doctor Who. I like Michael McKean as the villain and the Doctor finding his first extravehicular use. Oh, his first extravehicular use. Melissa Snodgrass and I think it's Melinda actually, and her Euphoria taught us one thing useful. Taught us one thing useful. It's that you need genetic diversity for a civilization to survive. Are these five posed the only ones left, or what? It was also nice to see at least here Karel Stryakin. Yeah. Addendum. Have all the cast and crew on roller skates going around in circles singing breeding stock, we're breeding stock, and a lot of Starlight Express. I don't know. Wait a minute, did you give it a rating? Max, I don't think you give it a rating.
I think
Max, I did.
Maxie didn't give it a rating.
Max, you didn't give it a rating. If you'd like to throw a rating up there, no biggie. Unless if you'd like to, we'll be here for a little bit longer. So,
SP4H is here. I'm sorry to interrupt you. SP4H is here. Good evening, SP4H. Everyone, say hello to SP4H. And Boss Man, Maximum Redstone just put B- in the chat. So it's it's B-.
Okay, doke, B-. Thank you, buddy. Larry, my starship goes to 11. Oh, I don't have that clip. Or I don't know. It's context I needed for that last one.
I could probably fold those 2 audio clips together. My starship goes to 11. I could probably do it with Kirk and a clip from Spinal Tap.
Indeed. B+ says Lisa. Kept thinking, hey Lenny, where's Squiggy? I personally like clowns and circus. Yeah. If that was the intent, then well done. Very uncomfortable for me until the ending.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa also says, the purpose of fear to even exist is to be conquered. The exchange between Janeway and Fear was deep and well written as shadow falls on that fear.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's always nice when you enjoy a satisfying episode of Star Trek.
It always is. Shooter says, hey, this one feels like classic Trek. A diabolic adversity, adversary that's the personification of fear, a problem with a unique and well thought out solution. Not without its flaws, but overall well done. Agreed, Shooter. I agree, Shooter. Dave G. Sound says, A+. Absolutely love this episode. Old Twilight Zone style, a truly scary one-off villain, written and portrayed brilliantly. Good story all around. Actually, a bit disturbing, exceptionally done.
Yeah.
I agree with that. No, well said, Dave.
What a lovely review. Thank you so much.
Scuba Pete says, B, you're as cold as ice. There's cold as ice. The clown wants to slice Kim. Oh no!
Oh, pretty good.
It was not paradise. We've seen it before. It happens all the time. Voyager finds pods. Janeway acts like a behind.
This is so good. So let's go with Pete, the professor of pun.
Michael Beacom says no rating. Sorry to say, I did not get this one finished, but it looks like science fiction was attempted. Note the writer, Joe Monosky, went on to produce the Orville. It explains a lot.
He's horrible. Joe Monosky is awful. I just finished watching this show that he was involved with Brandon Braga, a show called Salem, and it was rated 8 out of 10. So I thought, okay, well, I like gothic horror. I'm going to dig into this. And I watched like 3 episodes, and it was complete and utter shite. I could not believe how not mind-numbingly ridiculous it was. It was terrible. I had to shut off. I'm like, why? Why do these Star Trek actors Star Trek people work together and just make absolute poo? They're just passing poo. They're finger painting in their own feces. Just stop. You're not good at this. Go away.
Hungry Boy says, A. I don't think he means A- because I always get confused when people put that there. But it could be an A- or it could be something that's not directly connected to the A. I'm not even making a joke to be funny. It always makes me wonder, what do they mean, A or A-? You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's a Bob Haney, Steve Ditko comic translated into a Voyager episode with one of my favorite actors as the villain. What's not to love? Indeed, HB. Who gave it, I think, an A.
Oh, it's a minus.
It is an A-?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. He just put that in the chat.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. Sibley Steve says D for plot, B for effects, C overall. Alt title, No Thought. No Thought. So was Freezing McClown a hard light program? If not, then how I know he wasn't. He was inside of the computer. He wasn't outside. And then how was Doc able to touch him? Well, everything, they were all touching inside because the computer had it inside was set up that way. Before almost killing the freshly revived Kim. It just made sense that they could touch anything inside because it was that's why it was able to scare people so much. Bubba Doom says the Thaw, C-, sorry. Why does Voyager burn through wonderful character actors?
That's a fair comment.
It had the Trek feel, but was lacking. I didn't feel like anyone was in real danger. It was
That's
odd.
The problem.
It was odd. A Halloween episode.
Yep.
Was it?
I could fix it for you, Bubba Doom, by the things I suggested. I would have suggested that in the writer's room.
Larry
Imagine how much we would have hated Janeway if all the people in those pods would have died because of her meddling, and she did not manage to convince the algorithm. Then there's risk, right?
Larry says, I would like to say this about that. Okay. Well done.
That's a good review.
Okay. Fair enough. He can review it any way he wants.
That's right. We love Larry.
Well done, Larry. D, says Zathras. I know it. I know it's bad because I have nothing sarcastic to say, but I'll say
No.
Babylon 5 is better than Voyager. Well, duh. Everybody knows that, though. I mean, come on now. Not tell us something we don't know. You know. Joseph Dredd, the judge says B. Why is the chief engineer being put in danger of the stasis pods?
Yeah.
There were 2 dead bodies already in the chamber. Bangway couldn't sacrifice Ensign Redshirt, but then uses the doctor as a
Yep.
hostage negotiator. I liked the AI element of the virtual world and a world that was learning how to kill.
Yeah, but it would have been so much better if we would have done the Tuvok thing. And I think how I would have changed the interaction with the doctor is I would have made the algorithm start overwriting or infecting the doctor's program with a virus. And that would have also upped the ante, upped the risk. So, and then, like I said, you've got that specter of a gun where and then we could have added the element of so Tuvok, here's Tuvok, he's negotiating for these people's lives. There is legitimate risk because it's not B'Elanna, it's not Kim. And then all of a sudden the doctor comes in and or the doctor is in there from the beginning. And then the doctor's program starts to be affected by this powerful algorithm, and they have to get out. I mean, it's just so juicy. I don't know why they didn't do anything with all the juicy juice they had. It was very juicy, and then they didn't use the juice.
Let's see here. The Great Monty with a C, chief engineer, for the final review of this episode, says A-. On paper, this is an episode that had every chance of failing. Classic Trek, man versus machine, chilling scenes that were scary and reminiscent of getting sent to the cornfield in Twilight Zone. Wishing into the cornfield, Anthony. Wishing into the cornfield. The episode would not have worked if not for the brilliance of McKean. It's a fine line between clever and stupid, and the one, thankfully, turned out to be very thought-provoking and intelligent. And there's the again, here is Mr. McKean in his own words.
Still a stupid
It's such a fine line between stupid and
clever.
Yeah,
It's just
clever,
a little
clever.
turnabout.
Oh dear. Oh, all right. Let's see. Well, that's that one, right?
It is, boss. We're on to the final entry of the evening.
Oh,
the
boy,
final review.
The one you've all been waiting for. Now, while Mikkel gets started on that, I'm gonna go grab some meds, but I won't be out of earshot. So
Make sure you take extra water.
Our final episode of the evening, folks, and you may have heard of it. It's howdy doody time, and it's Tuvix time. It's Tuvix time. It's Tuvix time. All right, go for it. Number one, take your time.
Yeah,
Mark, back her up, Mark, if just in case we were listening.
Yeah, Mark's got my back. Take your time, Clubby. We're finishing this week in record time. We're only at the 2 hour and 20-minute mark. We're making great time. Okay, folks, the last entry for this evening is Tuvix, Season 2, Episode 24. This is production code 140 if you're following in the celebration or the companion. This was first broadcast on May 6, 1996. Let's stay copyright compliant, shall we? I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia, the user-generated encyclopedia. I'm using the term encyclopedia very loosely here because it's mostly just poo. We're going to get through it together. Don't worry, we'll correct it if it's too sucky. Let's just do this. On stardate 49655.2, Lieutenant Tuvok and Neelix are sent to collect botanical samples from a Class M planet. Why? No one knows, because Neelix has no business going on any type of botany or botanical mission. It's just crap. When beamed back aboard Voyager, the two men and the orchid they collected are merged at a molecular level to become a single life form, which he names himself Tuvix. After ruling out transporter malfunction, the crew discovers that when demolecularized, The genetic material of the alien orchid acted as a symbobiogenic catalyst and is the culprit for the combination of the two crew members. Unfortunately, the process cannot be reversed, and Tuvix is accepted as a member of the crew with the rank of lieutenant. Always Rankle, right? Functioning as chief tactical officer in Tuvok's stead. Kes, Super Kes, reacts poorly to Tuvix. Why? I mean, she's going to react poorly to him, as his existence deprives her of both Tuvok and Neelix, her mentor and her boyfriend, respectively. Why did the person add respectively there? Her displeasure lessens over the course of the episode, but never completely goes away. Who wrote this? Stop that. Captain Janeway accepts Tuvix in his role as an excellent chief tactical officer and an advisor who skillfully uses humor to make his points. Gross. Tuvix himself, having the combined memories and personalities of his constituents, melds the previously intractable qualities of both and improves upon them, flexing either muscle as the situation requires. Who wrote this? Chief of security or head chef, take your pick. Whoever wrote this, look, I'm gonna rover you. You don't even deserve the agony booth. You need Klingon paint sticks somewhere where the sun doesn't shine. 2 weeks after the accident, the Doctor develops a contemporary equivalent to a barium sulfate radio contrasting using a custom radio isotope with which he can identify the disparate DNA of the two original crew members and use the transporter to disentangle them. However, Tuvix denounces the procedure. Why? He argues he has rights to restore the two lost crewmen would require his execution. That is not true. This is dumb. After discussing the situation with Commander Chakotay, Kes, and Tuvix himself, Janeway ultimately decides to proceed with the separation. Obviously, to protect the rights of the two men. Tuvix makes a final emotive plea for the support of the crew. He's completely insubordinate, totally out of line, acting like a lunatic, but finds no supporters. Gee, I wonder why. After the Doctor refuses to take Tuvix's life in compliance with the medical precept of doing no harm, that's not actually why he did it. He said that he couldn't do it against his wishes, so go and rewatch the episode, whoever wrote this. Janeway performs the procedure herself and succeeds in restoring both Tuvok and Neelix. Yay! Because that's what everyone would expect, because Tuvok is a dad with a wife. What kind of crap is this? Okay, boss, what did you think of Tuvix? Damn it,
Dad man, what's up, buddy? See, I'm sorry, I was sending a message to our chief engineer. Sorry, we're handling some business in the background there. Okay, Tuvix. It's infamous, of course, right?
He's dead, Jim. What in the name of heaven is this?
You know, I'm gonna cut certain elements of this some slack. I'm gonna tell you what my biggest problems with this episode were, and it's not. You have a pretty contrived plot to get you there, right? In other words, to set up your kind of dopey story for put us in this position to have this story, right? You have to make certain leaps. So let's just leap beyond the stuff when about them getting there. Let's just take the story as a whole. My biggest problem, I guess we're going to do your notes, but we could do it before. I'll do that before, then I'll let you get your notes. So just so I know where I stand on this thing. My biggest problem is if you are going to create this situation where we have to choose between two lives or one, first of all, Tuvix lived for 2 weeks? 3 weeks? What was it? 3?
2 weeks.
4? 3 weeks. Okay. Granted, from his standpoint, he wants to live. I get it. But he's still both of those people. And however attractive the idea of having Neelix never coming back, and I don't know. I think I would. There's the thing. I like Tuvix, so I don't want to lose him, but I want to lose Neelix. I'm like, Tuvix is less annoying than Neelix, but then it keeps you from having Tuvok, and we don't want that. We like Tuvok. We just don't like Neelix. That's from a fan standpoint, just making jokes about how I hate Neelix.
Yeah, I hate that the fans get all philosophical about this, like they have an ethical leg to stand on when he's a dad. And I've just said that because it's a good interjection, because I'm rudely interrupting you, because my friend Rod Thunderheart from Alberta, the same area of the world I'm from, Rod Thunderheart, the author, just walked through the door, and he's waving a whole hello to everyone. So everyone, please say hello to my buddy Rod. Hey, Rod, how's it going, honey?
Rod Thunderheart. So let me just I won't say I have a lot to say about the episode, and I won't say that much. I'll just simply say that in order for there to be some gravitas to the existence of Tuvix to a point where there's a big, serious a turmoil about that everyone's having about killing him once they find out a way to, put the characters back, take the two men back, to get them back. He would have had to have been alive for a pretty long time. You would have had to have the gut. In other words, in a very long science fiction, long-term fiction form, how this character had existed a good while. And then, he'd had some sort of existence that meant more than like just a couple of weeks. And then they come, hey, guess what? We got a way to, after all these years, we have a way to put these two men back together. There's an argument to be had right there. I still say you bring both people back. Yeah. However, this is 3 weeks. The Tuvix is allegedly an intelligent enough being to know that, well, I exist because of a mistake. And if they put me back, I'm not dying. I'm being put back into the way things were supposed to be. These two beings. In other words, what I'm saying is he should know he's a mistake, and he should know that putting it right, bringing both people back is the right thing to do. And he should have never, the scenes when he's acting like a ninny about, you're killing me. It's like, they were so cringe. I can't stand it. Like, I don't, any being, I understand he doesn't want to die, but he acted like a goddamn baby about it. When he's got to
but he's not dying.
I know, but he thinks he's saying he's dying, but he's not. That's another thing. He's not dying. You're right. The way he conducts himself, when all they're doing is putting things back to the way they're supposed to be, makes me hate this episode. Anyway,
it also makes me hate the fans who try and stick up for it, because Tuvok is a father, and I also don't like especially like you can hear it in the Wikipedia article, the rationale. If anybody tried to, everyone knows I teach rhetoric, and the basis for my study is actually philosophy, but in my discipline they call it calm theory. It's because we uncover all of the implements for approaching philosophical argumentation and exploration in different social issues. So for me, the thing that I don't like about this is that fans try and make it seem as though there's something really deeply philosophical happening here. And it's not deeply philosophical. It's actually horrendous to me that anyone would make the ethical argument like they did in the Wikipedia article that Neelix is obnoxious and Tuvok is stoic. So this fixes them by turning it into Tuvix. No. That's not moral or ethical. That's nothing deeply philosophical. It's throwing away people because you don't like them. Yet one person is too much of one thing and the other is too much of the other thing. So let's smush them together. When you start to break down the rhetoric there and look deeply at what the argumentation is trying to accomplish, it's actually quite appalling that people make that argument. Tuvok is, Janeway likes it better because Tuvok is more feeling and Neelix is less obnoxious. Let's keep Tuvix. What?
No. I want to address one thing. No, you're not hearing me, JT Kirk. What I'm saying is, you're right. 3 weeks, 3 or 30 years doesn't matter. I never said it did. I'm saying in order for there to be some sense of true identity as a fully rounded being for Tuvix, he would have to exist at a very long time and then say, wait a minute, you're going to split me back? And still, I think that was the right thing to do. split him back, to bring him back, to split him up. What I'm saying is 3 weeks, 2 weeks, there's nothing there to grab onto. I'm simply saying he should be, well, it's only been a few weeks, and yeah, this has been kind of weird and all. It's kind of 2 weeks, whatever it was. This is interesting, but yeah, he should never even he never should have had any protests at all about being put back. I mean, about put back right. Like I said, if he'd existed a long time in that body, you could maybe make it, at least why he might feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
Feel that way.
Yeah, and I think JT Kirk, what the boss is trying to say is you have ethos, you have pathos, and you have logos. And I think in order to engage pathos, in order to get people emotionally invested in this Tuvix, so that you feel as though this Tuvix, it also deserves life. This Tuvix is something separate from Neelix and Tuvok. You need a great deal more time than 2 weeks. I think that's just what the boss is trying to say. If you're trying to establish the pathos, you're trying to involve that type of argumentation, you're going to have to develop a much deeper relationship. So I think that's what Club is trying to say. There's no engagement there. There's no investment.
No. Indeed. So notes?
Yes. I think that I just want to say again how deranged I think it is that anyone would try to create some type of moral argument supporting this idea articulated by many fans in writing and orally that Tuvok is stoic and Neelix is obnoxious and Tuvix fixes it. And that is the argumentation once it's unpacked. That is appalling rhetoric. Please abandon that post haste. There's nothing moral, ethical, or good in that whatsoever. It's nuttier than a fruitcake. I just want everyone to know that I hate Neelix. And this is a dumb away team. Neelix has no expertise in the area of botany. It is actually supposed to be Cass who is in charge of not only botany, but the aeroponics bay. The thing that couldn't even give you enough herbs for one dinner party, that aeroponics bay. Anyways, it's a dumb away team. The fusion via the transporter, this is a crazy science fantasy idea. This is a revolting merger. Even the clothing is merged. What of their physiology? What of their anatomy? This is when your science brain kicks in. You're making the transporter science into magic, and the transporter science is something that belongs in the realm of futurism. So this is something that we're actually trying to achieve. It's not magic. So what you're doing is you're actually dismantling this mechanism that science is trying to achieve. And what I mean by that is when Cooper was asked what he was inspired by to make the cell phone, he was quoted by many people saying he saw Captain Kirk with his communicator and he wanted to put the guts in it. Those aren't his words, they're mine. But basically what he said is, I want to put the guts in that. It's inspirational. And so the transporter is supposed to be inspirational futurism. It's supposed to be something that we try to untangle and make happen, like your great, great, great grandmother seeing a microwave work. So turning it into magic is offensive to the Star Trek fan. Tom Wright is a terrific actor. Tuvok is revolting. He is cloying. He is creepy, and he is unctuous. He's just, you got to have a shower after being around this character. Just gross. I love that we hear honestly from the Doctor that he hates Neelix. I just absolutely love that the Doctor cannot stand Neelix and just wants him away from him immediately. And I love the Doctor. Symbobiogenesis, interesting idea, crazy, I guess. The weather, this is another thing that I don't like. The weather on the planet is nasty at night, Tom says. And so this is something that just tickles me pink. I love to make fun of this. So I put in my notes here. So the whole planet has the same weather and the whole planet experiences night at the same time? Come on. Get your crap together. You're writing science fiction. Tuvix says, I love you to Kess. No, so much barf.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, who wouldn't love
Kess, Super Kess.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. It is dumb. I don't care what anyone says. It is dumb. It is absolutely dumb. And I don't mean subjectively dumb. I mean, it is objectively dumb to even consider the undoing of this monstrosity. There is no ethical dilemma here. Neelix is a coward. This is Neelix's cowardice coming through. This is somebody who is a war criminal. This is somebody who abandoned his post. He watched children die. He was called into service and ran away from service. This is a coward speaking. Meanwhile, Tuvok is married and the father and a father, a loving father, and he wants to go back to his family. So I'm going to use profanity. You folks know I don't like using that because I think it diminishes the quality of the address. But to post it, that this is creates some type of ethical or moral dilemma is complete and utter bullshit.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Sorry.
And Tuvok. This is another thing that people need to understand. In order for me to buy into all of this, it's not just the lack of pathos. It is the fact that inside of the story world, it could work to keep Tuvix because we don't know how to separate it. But outside of the story world, we would lose Tim Russ and Tuvok. So we're not attached to this crap. Tuvix is and I have this right beside my rating, Tuvix is a disgusting, selfish, insubordinate coward who is cloying, creepy, and unctuous. And that is all I have to say about this horrendous load of...
So basically, what you're trying to say...
He also possesses Tuvok's irritating sense of intellectual superiority and Neelix's annoying ebullience.
Except one. I don't want to die.
Ew.
So at what point?
Except one. I don't want to die.
Ew.
He also possesses Tuvok's irritating sense of intellectual superiority and Neelix's annoying ebullience.
So at what point did he become an individual and not a transporter accident?
I'm sorry. Oh, there's your review of... I'm sorry, you there?
He's not an individual. He's a transporter accident. Could you imagine? We're in a transporter together, you and I, and this weird orchid is there, and you and I are transformed into one, three living beings. The orchid, you, and I, and now we're one. And somebody says, at what point did they become? At what point did it become? An individual and not a transporter accident? What? No, man. I have my own offspring. I got my own life. I have my own significant other. I have a spouse. I have a husband that I love. I have a whole family waiting for me. What? No one dies. No one dies. They separate them and let them go back to their lives. What the F are people talking about? What the F are they?
I don't know. I don't know. I do know that this was why it's I guess that's why this episode is infamous, isn't it? It's like people actually, I don't know, get wrapped up in this stupid idea that just because, like you said, and you nailed it perfectly, it is Neelix's cowardice coming through. Certain none of Tuvok would have acted that way.
No. Tuvok wants to go home to his wife, who he's madly in love with, and to his daughters, who love him very much. He's very much like he loves his family. This is a guy who has a whole life. He has grandparents, aunts, and uncles. He has a whole life. It's Neelix, the war criminal. The guy's a deserter. Guy's a deserter, coward, greasy, slimy, insufferable coward.
I hate him. I hate Neelix. And you strongly hate. Watch her face. I hate the chicken man. And you're right. The doctor doesn't like him either. That's pretty funny.
He also possesses Tuvok's irritating sense of intellectual superiority and Neelix's annoying ebullience.
Oh,
imagine having those kind of morals where you're like, they killed Tuvix. He made Janeway feel better than Tuvok did because he was caring, and he made Neelix less annoying. What? Are you have a brain? Did you give yourself a frontal lobotomy with a melon baller out your eye socket? What are you talking about? These are two people with a plant in them who need to be separated to return to their lives and their families. What?
So, what is your rating of the classic Tuvix?
This is an F, and I wish I could give it like it doesn't even deserve a grade, but I'll give it an F.
I give it F minus, whatever. So everyone, get your review if you have a review, a rating of Tuvix, the classic episode, and any words you may have. Well, I bring us some Max Redstone twofer here, some entertainment from the great Max Redstone, some limericks about the classic episode Tuvix. All right. First up, here we go. Tuvix by Max Redstone. Tuvok, Neelix, and the flower. How strange how strange. Oh, here we go. Sorry, let me start again. Tuvok, I really should read these first. Tuvok, Neelix, and a flower. How strange. Some strange genetic exchange. No. Tuvok, Neelix, and a flower. There's a period there. Maybe he didn't mean to put that. Tuvok, Neelix, and a flower. How strange, some strange genetic exchange. But let us not get off track to the thing that is most whack. That they were able to reverse the freaky change. Okie dokie. Well, here's the next one. Thank you. By the way, thank you, Max, for that one. And another one. Tuvix, may we have some applause? A biological smash-up. We care not for the cause. Captain Novocaine Way said yes, and he is so annoyed, Kess. And he's so annoyed, Kess. He had all the assets and none of the flaws. Well done, Max. Sorry I butchered those for you, buddy, but great stuff. All right. Malachi D. Wildman says, F. On the Tuvix should live number 1. Tuvix is one voice from 2 majority rules. 2 Starfleet Command. Why did you not use the transport trace? 3 Chimera are arguments illegal in the Federation. Thank you so much, Malachi. Bubba Doom says, A+++. Hey, you got chocolate on my Tuvok. No, you got peanut butter on my Neelix. Is not good Trek, but it's wonderful schlock. This episode birthed great memes. Tuvix is in heaven with Harambe. Wow.
This might be the best review we've ever had in the history of Clobbering Times.
Well done.
Bubba Doom.
Well done, Bubba.
that was perfection. That was perfection.
Dave G. Sound A+. Brilliantly terrible. Hilariously droll. a cinematic spectacle of spectacle. The writers lacking a legerdemain serves as a cautionary tale to future writers. It is not a concept episode, just bad. A Maximum Redstone says F minus. I think he means F minus. No, me too. I would have found this episode more meaningful if, while investigating the orchids, Tom and B'Elanna got pissed drunk and stated, "Transporter smash." What mechanism prompts this merger? Let's see. Jeez.
I mean, come on. These people that we hang out with every Saturday, these are some choice individuals. These people are so smart, so funny. It's so cool. I love hanging out with them. These people, you are quality, amazing people. I love you.
And your people. Let's see. At this point, transporter technology is over 200 years old, so symbiogenesis is plausible as a mechanism, but not so much as a cause. For this explanation to hold, transporter technology would, hang on, a bop, 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 bop. It's going to take a second to get to the next one there, Maxer. All right. Suddenly be unable to differentiate between life forms. Now hear this. From this day forward, the transporter will be genetically hazardous if used on more than one life at a time. Wowzer.
God, I love you all so much.
This episode's scientific explanation may survive. How the hell does the transporter create such a discerning hybrid of uniforms for Tuvix?
Right?
Oh, Lord, this bullshinto makes me not even want to discuss the bioethics of Tuvix.
Right?
If life was so damn sacred, what happened to the flower from the very first transport? I'm a doctor, not a botanist. Well done, Maximum. Top notch, sir. Top notch indeed, Irish. Let's see. Who is nexter? Let me see who was. Hang on a second. Get to the next one. Yes, here we go. JT Kirk. JT Kirk says F minus. Star Trek fans are not stupid. Let's move right along. The episode spends minutes in the confidence room insulting the audiences with the premiere that the premise that the flower can merge two members of the crew in transport.
Yeah.
Transport. JT Kirk continues and says, hot take. This is actually a Supercast episode. Really? Wow. Are you? Man, it is.
Cass.
Okay. Supercast. She has more time.
Gwag made that. That's so beautiful, Gwag.
Well done, Gwag. That tip Gwag for that. She has more time on screen than toothpicks. Toothpicks. Well
you
done,
just
JT.
made me ugly laugh on air. Oh my God, JT Kirk.
JT, you the man, JT. God. The audience is made to feel their way through the episode with Supercast, not weigh the issues. Good pert.
Oh God, so funny, JT Kirk. These quality people we hang out with. How did we meet all these beautiful, amazing, funny, smart, cool people? God,
we're just lucky. This episode's legacy is one of controversy, but I argue there isn't one. There isn't one. Exactly. Toothpicks would have Tupac's logic and therefore would not hesitate to enter the transporter split. Thank you, sir. That's my biggest thing about it.
And he would have brought up his wife and his kids. He would have said, like, no, I don't, I want to see my wife again.
They spend the episode because you're watching, you're going, okay, we know something's going to happen, but if you've never seen it, for example, right? You're going, okay, well, they'll in it back. They'll get the two characters back because that's TV for you. But it's interesting. We'll see what happens. The last thing I'm expecting, like the first time I've ever seen this, whatever it was, was the way he acted about it. I figured that he would have been like, well, that's the logical thing to do. Let's do it, Captain. Even if he's a little sad, and obviously he developed a certain relationship and was like, oh, we'd like to need it. Because they make him, at least I think, they don't make him bad. I mean, he's like he's good at his job, Tuvix. They make him that everyone likes him, blah, yada, yada. So they're more like, well, that's sad that they're having to do this, but you understand why. And then he acts like a baby, like a ninny, and everyone's like, God, I'm getting ready to get rid of that dude. What the hell?
Yeah, screaming and hollering and having the same power, like the same physical powers as a Vulcan, but being emotional would be dangerous. And so it's not good. And when he has that violent outburst on the bridge where he's, you're murdering me or whatever, it's like, it's just completely insane. At that point,
that's when the episode nosedives into garbage, because you're like, you're going to have, a logical being would have said, well, that's the logical thing to do. But when he goes nuts like that, it almost, here we are. They don't like us. Like some people probably don't like you Neelix bashing. Well, none of that came from Tuvok. That came from Neelix. Why should any of us like this character when we see what he is? He's admitted to being a coward before.
Yes.
And in other episodes, they try to make you like him by trying to make him relatable and funny and even deep down nice. And, and they do that, and they put that in episodes. Then you do this. Like, look what Neelix really is.
Neelix allowed children to be burned alive.
Right.
Because he didn't want to intervene. He didn't want to get involved. He watched children, his own children, like from his own home planet, his own people. He watched that baby kids, little teeny tiny kids, burnt alive because he was a coward. He ran away.
Yep.
Like, imagine being that kind of a being like that.
Right.
He's not even worthy to be alive. Anyone who would see a bunch of children any decent human being would risk their lives to save all of those children, not to turn their back on them and take off and go and hide. He's a war criminal and he's a creep. And I don't feel sorry for him at all. He's gross. And I think it's weird that whoever wrote this didn't bring up the fact that Tuvok is a loving, kind father who loves being a dad and he loves his wife. Remember, it's not that Vulcans don't feel. It's that Vulcans go through Kolinahr. They are there to purge those violent emotions. They're not like human beings. Vulcans aren't like people where they can have a range of emotions and have this catharsis and then regain control. Vulcans are violent and they have superior strength to human beings. And so they must take on a logic. They must suppress their emotions because without it, they're violent and scary. And they have no business trying to push this on us in Star Trek. It's a crap idea. It's crap.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. At the end, that's it. Too bad Neelix magically regenerated out of the transporter instead of vaporizing into nothingness. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full, sir. Let's see. What we got? 38. Let's see, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let's see. Shooter says D+. Here it is, folks. The one we've all been waiting for. I could go on about how preposterous it is, or the transporter MacGuffin, but let's focus on the moral problems with the episode. To break it down, Neelix and Tuvix ceased to exist, and Tuvix came into existence in an accident. With the advent of a reversal procedure, it is ethically right to erase Tuvix. Agreed. Hang on. All right, let's see here. Who has no blame in this situation to bring back 2 people who are effectively dead? Given Tuvix's desires to live and not return to his prior state complicates the matter. I'm going to find your next one. Sorry. And where are you? Okay. I'll find it. Oh, there we go. I rate the episode higher because it provides a premise for ethical debate and made me think a bit, but I cannot forgive how all the crew, save the doctor, are complicit in Tuvix execute. Wait a minute. So you think Tuvix deserved to live? Is that basically what you're saying? What I'm take away from what you're saying there? Which is fine. You're entitled to your opinion, but it's not an execution. Shooter, I don't see how you can say it's an execution, but that's okay. Everyone has different opinions, and that's fine. They returned, basically two beings that were that did not deserve to go out like that. I think, but like I said, everyone has different opinions. So there you go. We got a counter opinion there. Let's see. I'm sorry. I think I think I unstarred one. But I didn't mean to unstar. Hang on 1 second.
Which one, sweetheart?
Hang on.
I can go back and get it for you, boss.
Oh, no. Sorry. Let's see. Did I get Shooter's number 1?
I would have to reread it.
Oh no, I got it.
You got it? Okay, baby.
Yeah, he gave it a D+. Okay, I was rechecking his initial because I gotten rid of it before I forgot what he'd rated. He rated a D+. And here I rate the episode higher. I rate the episode higher because it provides a premise. Yeah, made them to think. But I cannot forgive how all the crew, save the doctor, are complicit in Tuvix's execution. Okay. I want to make sure I was getting that clear, make sure I understand where you're coming from. I don't consider it an execution, but all opinions are welcome here. Carlos Megas calls it an F-. Wolfie says rating F. This is a mess. Would have been better off just copying and the merge with the Fly. Why does Pelix have a Starfleet uniform at the end? Why does he?
I don't know.
Yeah, why does he have a Starfleet uniform?
It's stupid.
He wasn't wearing one at the beginning, right?
No, he was wearing one of his weird. You remember the plastic barf you used to get at the store when we were kids in the 70s? He was wearing an outfit that's like a mixture of that barf and poo.
As always, Tuvix. Not everyone keeps their genitals in the same place. So how does that work? Actually, don't tell me. I don't want to know. All right, Wolfie, thank you so much for that. What I do? Okay. Oh. That's a Shooter. I'm going to want Shooter just so he can explain. Yes, Tuvix should get to live. It doesn't matter if Tuvix and Tuvok and Neelix deserve to live. They died in that accident. No, they didn't. I don't think they died. If Tuvix chose to go back, then there would be no issue. But choosing to live means, okay, well, I mean, yeah, we don't agree on that one, buddy, but that's okay.
Yeah, no one died.
They didn't die.
No one died.
In fact, neither did Tuvix. Didn't die either.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, two dicks. I saw what you did there, Mr. Wolfie. Yeah. Well, the people that, you know what? There are people that believe that, like Shooter does. He did. No one died. None of them died.
No one
died.
She
didn't. No. There wasn't an execution at all.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Fiona says, "You guys got this covered, so I want to take this opportunity to rant about Neelix and his incessant attempts to make Tuvix smile. Who the fuck does he think he is? What an insensitive wank. True, he is an insensitive wank.
Mm-hmm.
And we love you, Shooter, no matter what, buddy. It's just a different opinion. Don't worry about it.
It's true. It's true.
Yep. A self-centered piece of crap who doesn't let people be themselves and doesn't respect other cultures and other temperaments. Sorry. Why? Because Neelix the Great decides he must smile. Exactly. I hate. He's the worst character.
Mm-hmm.
He's the worst character of ever.
You won't get any argument out of me on that one.
He's worse than, and I would argue he's worse than Wesley, because Wesley was just written. I mean, whenever you watch him on the episode, he's just like sitting around talking like that. So he sucks. I mean, he's like he doesn't, even Wesley doesn't try to get in everybody's face. He's just being a little kid. He is a kid. That's another thing. And he's written to save the ship. What's annoying about him is he's written as this save the ship, all that crap. That's what we hate about him the most. We were just a normal kid, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I mean, Neelix is obnoxious.
Yeah, and the way he explained how he was a deserter and a war criminal, that he deserted his duty during. Usually, I would make a duty joke, but I'm not going to make a duty joke here. During like a hellfire, like almost like a Nagasaki type of event, and that there were children all around him, and he did nothing to save the children. He turned tail and ran, and he's a war criminal. He's a deserter, and worst of all, he had an opportunity to save little wee ones. And yeah, I would easily forfeit my life for one wee one, never mind a pile of kids, especially one coming toward you covered in third-degree burns, reaching out for you, saying, help me. Remember, these are Neelix's nightmares about something that he did, which is he turned tail and ran during a Nagasaki type of black rain event with a bunch of children. And the children went to him for help, and he turned his back on them and ran away and hid. Oh,
it's not just what he's. Oh man, my computer. Come on, my stupid monitor went out. Hang on.
Again, crap.
Oh, I hate this god. Sorry. It's not just what he's saying, but how he's saying it. Maybe he should use that smug bullshit time to learn about Vulcans instead of trying to make everyone else in his own image. Agreed. He's a piece of drivel. All right, let's see. It's a good thing too, but doesn't smile. It's a good thing too, but doesn't smile because that would mean he could get angry too and snap the chicken man's neck like he deserves. No adult show deserves a self-appointed moral officer. Right. Agreed. Admiral Teague says, F. Tuvix did nothing wrong. They screwed up here. The mission is to seek new life. Well, there it stood. They overlook several methods to preserve him. Some of that existed in 1996, like cloning. It was frightening to almost lose Neelix. The scary part of Tuvix was that insane way was so eager to delete him. Their wacky transporter could have made all three come back. I don't know if that's true. Well, I'm glad it didn't. Incorrect. But you know what, Teague? I would have, if they would have like brought Tuvok back, and then there's no way it could have brought all three of them back. But I'll accept the craziest fantasy leap if it would have brought Tuvok back, but Neelix would have stayed inside, and they would have had just Tuvix. I'd take Tuvix on the show before I take Neelix back. Anyway, that's just me. Lisa. Lisa says D. Both Tuvok and Neelix personalities would make sacrifices, but Tuvix wouldn't. Yep. Strange because Tuvix seemed to blend all the best traits except for the one that mattered in the end. That's a good point, Lisa.
Chris is here. Hi, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the show tonight. Nice to see you, sweetheart.
Yay, Chris. Welcome. It is good to have you here, man. Let's see here. I actually liked Tuvix, but Supercast loves Neelix and likes Tuvok. So long, Tuvix.
Dave G. Sound, you will not send me the Neelix cookbook. I will not pass it down. I will burn it. I will burn it. I'll take it to my fire pit in my backyard. I will burn that sucker. I will laugh maniacally like I'm a villain in some sort of superhero movie, and I will film it, and then I will send it to you. Don't you send me the Neelix cookbook. Plus, that's an oxymoron. Neelix can't cook.
Is there he's kidding that there's one, right? It's not really one.
Oh yeah, there's a cookbook. There's a Neelix cookbook.
Oh my
you didn't know about
God.
this crap?
No, I did not.
Dave G. Sound, don't you send me that cookbook.
Don't do it, Dave.
Dave!
Don't do it, Dave.
Don't do it, Dave.
Don't, Dave. I'm losing my mind, Dave. Dave, stop it, Dave. All right, where were I? Where are we? Max Redstone had an addendum. I said it's Tuvix to a booth with Keiko. The only words that she can say are "Oh, Tuvix" over and over again forever. Well, that's cool.
God.
Wagner
God
said grade D minus. I originally thought, why couldn't it be Harry and Neelix? Oh boy. Then I realized that all that crap compressed into one being might create a singularity of crap that nothing could escape from. We have seen this story happen already. Deanna Troy and Wussy Crusher were obviously in a transporter accident that created the being known as Cass. Whoa! Well, Gwag, you're on fire. She has she has all of Troy's vague telepathic abilities crossed with the annoying character traits of super learning of Wesley and super learning of Wesley. Even her name works. C, Counselor Troy, and W.S. C, Kess, pronounced as Cass. Wow. Well, you're on all over it.
I love Gwag.
I just thought of this. What happened to the plant they merged with? I hope it lived happily ever after.
Yeah, where did it go?
It went home.
Should have been their uniforms, right?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. That was a really good point someone made about why the hell did he have a Starfleet uniform?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it. What he wasn't wearing one before. Anyway, F says Empress and him. Is it an F? I get hung up at the very beginning with the body mass issue with 2.1, 2 equals 1, 2 and 1, then 1 and 2. So I divide by 0 and check out. That's too much math for me, my friend.
Yeah, even if you set all that aside and you turn on your science fantasy brain, immediately questions emerge. Talaxians, short, fat, weak, cowardly, especially Neelix, and then Tuvok, Vulcan, tall, thin, the strength of multiple men. What? How did we? Huh? Ew.
I wish someone. Oh, there it is. The cookbook. Oh, Jesus Christ. I wish someone. Well, you could pop in anytime you feel like it, Mark. By the way, I wish someone would have told me about toothpicks before the episode. I could have created something. Oh boy, sorry about that.
Love you, Gwagnar.
Thank you.
Hail to everyone.
Hey, Mark's here with us.
I snuck in.
He's been here all along. It's been Michael Bacon
says. Is the cookbook on the screen?
Oh, it's the overlays hiding it.
Oh, you have to put the cookbook up on the screen so Club can see it.
Do I have to?
Yeah, Club.
I want to see that shit. All right.
Clubby. Oh my God. I forgot how dumb the cover is.
Who came up with that? Who threatened to send that to you?
Dave G. Sound. I told
Dave
you.
G. Sound. Dave G. This is all your fault that I had to see that. Thanks a lot, dude. Michael
You're gonna have nightmares tonight?
Yes. Michael Bingham says
Leola root. Have some Leola root.
Michael says F this episode. What the literal hell was this? For the musical remake, I want them signing singing an American tune around the transporter panel. You can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Let's see here. Magic. All right. 2 crewmen literally get fused by the transporter, the fly, or reverse enemy within, and instead of confined to sickbay, they go back to work. Starfleet doesn't have allowed sick time.
Not only that, Michael Beacom, you raise a great point, because enemy within. Could you imagine if somebody made the argument of they killed bad Kirk, they killed good Kirk, there's just one Kirk? No one would make that argument. No one.
Nobody.
Nobody
died.
No one died.
Let's see here. 2 crewmen literally get fused, which sorry. This next one. Would have found it more realistic that Tuvix must be prevented from self-deletion. If you were suddenly 50% Neelix, what would you do? Again, if Kirk were there, would be an 8-minute episode. No kidding. Yeah, that's right.
Boss man, Jilly
Yes.
just walks through the door. Jill!
Jill's here.
Jilly's here.
Hi, Jill.
Jilly's here.
Hey, Jill. What you doing? Thought you were out on an away mission.
Bubba Doom just put in the chat. Bad Kirk did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Bubba Doom.
In this case, Janeway did nothing wrong. For those who want to argue that Tuvix has rights to life, if you could cure a multiple personality schizophrenic, would you refuse to cure them for the rights of the alternate personalities? No. Good, that's good. Good stuff.
No.
Plus the fact you let that thing continue to live. The only people dying are Tuvix, are Tuvok and Neelix. They're dead.
Imagine Tuvok's wife's reaction when they get back home, and Janeway has to explain to Starfleet that she allowed Tuvok to die because 2 weeks Tuvix because he claimed he was dying. No one died. You got fused, then you got unfused. Hello,
Exactly.
Is this thing on? Hello.
Zathras said F- this episode. Oh crap. It would have been a better episode if Neelix melded with Wesley and shot into a black hole. Also, Tuvix outranked Harry. I demand a Claboni to clean up this watery poo-poo. Well, you know what? Buddy?
Neelix, and I strongly
Crap.
Hey, did I tell you that I hate
crap,
Neelix
crap,
and I
crap,
strongly
crap,
dislike Cass?
crap,
Neelix
crap,
and I
crap,
strongly
crap,
dislike Cass.
crap,
Neelix
crap,
and I
crap.
strongly dislike Cass.
Ew.
Nicely done.
That is
Where
the
were we?
combined effort of the great Mark D with the C and Gwagnar.
And Hungry Boy.
Yes.
And Hungry Boy.
We've got a lot of Clabones to choose from now. Whatever suits our mood, I guess. We could just keep playing it over and over.
You guys, that's so funny.
Great stuff. And speaking of the artist of the Claboni, Mr. Hungry Boy, artist supreme, he says C+. Though we've lambasted the ripoffs versus C+. Wow, that's high. Homage here before Allah, the Outer Limits. Here the writers double up. The opening is right out of Lost in Space. Whoa. They are charms such as the Neelix. Oh, there are charms such as the Neelix Tuvok discussion of semantics, weather and adequacy. How ironic adequacy was the only thing writers attempted here. But that's a smokescreen for the big swipe. The Fly films, like Curse of the Fly, homage demands cleverness. Swipes only require ignorance from the audience. There you go. And I feel that this ep and its dialogue were received differently by teens versus those of us who saw it as adults. Teens would have loved it, but swiping the Fly elements is unacceptable because this was done in an Irwin Allen way versus a Cronenberg way. These elements only work with the proper gravitas. Levity mixed with Scrabble words, plus nice comedic timing and a great Tom Wright acting. Still, it's like Murder, She Wrote. Writers attempted a Star Trek episode. All right, thank you.
Wait a second here. Somebody in the chat is talking about the filth. Is this true that Tuvok comes home and his wife has abandoned him and was remarried?
He's in the stupid PR season 3 for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
But
not real Star Trek.
I don't know if I don't know if they mentioned anything about his private life. He's only in there one scene?
I don't know. That's weird.
I can't remember if he ended up
I'm
in
asking.
Disgrace or and it's been a while since I watched. I don't think he ended up in.
No,
could have been
it was
in
just that was in a different.
It was just
time
P
period.
Hard season 3. Yeah,
he was in P Hard season 3 from one scene. I don't know what they're talking about.
What in the name of heaven is this?
So it wouldn't surprise me if they tried to screw him up more.
I smell the diesel fumes of the club only revving up, Raquel. You got it. Bobby, not sure about the forced treatment argument. You can refuse transport by ambulance even if you are bleeding badly enough that you could eventually die unless judged by a danger police. I'm not sure where you're coming from on there. Did I say something about that?
I'm not sure.
Did I say something about a forced
I'm
treatment?
not sure. I'm involved in so many conversations in the chat. I'm completely lost.
Dave G, I'm not. I don't know, man. I'm not sure what you mean, but I got you.
Wolfie just called him two dicks, twice the Spurpies.
Two dicks.
And you got a gift from Jilly.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, thank you, Jill. You shouldn't have. Appreciate you. Hi, guys. I'm out of town with my family this weekend, but I managed to write one review on my phone. Thank you, Jill. Let me get to that one right now since you're on the road there, and I'll get to that other one in a minute.
On the road again.
She gives it an F. Possibly the worst Star Trek trope is the magic transporter, and this brings all of its worst aspects from merging fabrics and humanoids with flowers.
Oh,
yes. How can an orchid reproduce in the pattern buffer with the transporter works? When the transporter works on the molecular level.
Yeah.
Also, is Tuvix now a type of plant?
Yeah.
Neelix is bad with cats, but Tuvix is even worse.
Gross.
And she was right to be as horrified as we. So uncomfortable every second it was. Oh, was it ever?
Oh, yes, sweetie.
So right, Jill.
Yes, sweetie.
How does this radio isotope decide which DNA to attach to and what is what, since the whole sequence is scrambled? Let's see here. As a sentient being, it makes sense that Tuvix would fight for his life, but his Merchant of Venice argument for living both doesn't take away Tuvok's right, just fails. I mean, I understand how he would want to live. Is what I'm saying is he's only been around a couple of weeks, and he knew there were a couple of weeks before that they were trying to put him back together. I mean, they were trying to split him up. Then they told him, "Well, it looks like we're not going to be able to do it, but we'll keep trying." And he was like, "Okay." And then he's like, goes on with his life. That's all fine and good. But he should know that he can't, if anything, two people are being killed if he stays together, and he should be more noble about it. But
yeah.
Thanks again for that, Jill. You're too kind. Appreciate you. Have a great trip. Bubba Doom.
Yeah, you got that one.
It says, thank you, Bubba Doom, for the super chat. He says, speaking of P Hard, one thing I believe everyone has missed. Tuvix didn't have the nose that looks like a expletive deleted noses out for Harambe.
Right. Neelix does have that weird thing on the tip. We can't talk about it though.
Let's get some. Larry says Tuvix is now and henceforth toothpicks. Neelix isn't sentient. Okay. Simply Steve says is minus F. He says alt title 2 F4. Oh, two for anyway. Flower power. What's wrong with you, boy? Flower power causes merger of Vulcan and Silaxian. How is the biology fusing possible? Who made Captain Painway a doctor capable of separation? Sci-fi, where are you?
Yes. Where are you?
Oh, I have to
Where
interrupt because we
are
have memberships were given. So
Oh.
we've got let's see, the overlays up, so you can't see the
hang on.
There we go. So Shooter gave 10.
Shooter!
I just took it down. Yeah, 10 Clobbering Times memberships.
Oh, sweetheart of a man.
Thank you, Shooter. You didn't have to do that, dude.
Yeah.
You're too kind, buddy.
He's always trying to build up your channel. He's a very, very sweet person.
Shooter's a great friend of the show. Thank you, Shooter. You were too kind, buddy. I appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, man. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to have you here, man. Joseph Dredd, here come the judge, says F-. The best part of the episode was when Paris said, "We've created a monster." Didn't like the amalgam of Tuvix and Neelix uniforms together, and later Tuvix wears a standard Starfleet uni. I guess that's why Neelix had the. That makes sense. I guess that's why he was wearing that uniform. Now we know. Tuvix was a better cook than Neelix and a better tactical officer than Tuvok. Dumb and implausible, yes, sir. The great bronze wrencher himself, Eric K, says D-. They should have used a transporter magic to make 3 Tuvix, Neelix, and Tuvok. Problem solved, Bangway. If they would have, they could have, I'm sure. Hungry Boy also said, I smell the diesel fumes of the Clobbering River. I didn't get them. Thank you. And now for the final review of the evening. The chief engineer says A+. Interesting episode. Fits the tradition of Trek transporter accidents. From Tuvix's perspective, of course, he doesn't want to be separated back into 2 beings. He will cease to exist. It's a no-brainer to go ahead with the separation, but emotionally, it can't be easy when confronted with the situation. Tom Wright was brilliant as Tuvix. He did capture the mannerisms of both characters. This episode would have rated higher if only Tuvok came back. True. P.S. How did the characters both end up with uniforms when reappearing, but thank the maker we didn't get Neelix in his birthday suit? I think because Tuvix was wearing one.
Yeah, but the transporter doesn't duplicate things, does it? Isn't it just transmitting them? I don't know. I guess that's not worth talking about too much. But
so you really gave that one?
I know I did. I really like this episode. I think it was really interesting.
Wow.
And the fact that people are talking about it.
I thought you were kidding.
No,
I'm not. I thought I you know what? No shit. When I was going to read yours, I was thinking you were going to be like an F or D like everybody else. So I was going to cheat and like say give it A+ as a joke, as a goof. I'm not kidding you. I was going to pull that one like I do to you sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
And I go, he really did give it an A+.
I did like this episode. And the fact people keep talking about it years later.
I'm
how many Voyagers
you.
Episodes?
But A+ though, even if you like it.
You're going to wake up on a beach missing a kidney. That's it.
Not like a C or a B, something like an A+.
I like this episode. I think it's interesting, and there's almost no Neelix in it, right? So, and I think it's
still
a moral quandary, though. I think it's. I mean, I agree with separating them.
Oh. Did I miss any of the films that you made?
No, you got them all. Yep, we got those 3. Yep, and I did get these go to 11 on there. So, but that was from the last episode. So
I got that.
You don't have to play that. Oh, I mean, I added that back under a different brand. Yep. Did you play these go to 11?
It's still such a fine line between stupid and clever. Yeah,
It's just a little turnabout.
I don't have that.
It's under or here. I'll play it.
That doesn't matter.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder? These go to 11.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. It's the one with Michael McKean. No,
yeah, I know, but Lisa wanted to hear that one. She said every time she watched.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. That was for Lisa. Yeah.
Without, the one Michael McKean made more sense.
And I strongly crap. Hey, did I tell you that I hate Neelix and I strongly dislike Neelix and I strongly has
Crap,
no
crap,
lips, and I
crap.
strongly has. Ew.
Can't agree.
So at what point did he become an individual and not a transporter accident?
Except one. I don't want to die.
Ew.
He didn't
He
die.
also possesses Tuvix's irritating sense of intellectual superiority and Neelix's annoying ebullience.
Ew. Let's see. Clementines, what would be more likely to name Tuvix? A tumor, or a polyp, or a hurricane?
A polyp for sure. It's in the butt.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I'll tell you what. We better start moseying here. Oh yeah, and I never want to see that again.
So take that off your Christmas list. Okay.
Oh boy. Yeah. So
Do not send me that effing cookbook. I swear I'll burn it.
It's just a cookbook. It's just a cookbook.
I will burn. Do you
It's
have
a
a copy of that
cookbook.
cookbook, Mark?
serve
what?
man.
Mark,
No, it's
Mark,
serve
tell the
Neil-
truth.
to serve
Mark,
Neelix.
Mark,
Yes,
tell
he
the
does.
truth right now. Do you have the stupid Neelix cookbook?
No, I do not own that. No. My daughter
Are
did
you
give me a
telling the
vegetarian
truth,
Star
Mark?
Wars cookbook. I do have a shellfish cookbook if you'd like that I got an extra copy the other night. No, I do not own the Neelix book. Scout's honor. Cannot tell a lie.
Actually, I didn't believe you until you said Scout's honor. I now believe you. I now believe you.
Send Raquel
Oh,
that
dear.
cookbook.
Oh my goodness.
Max, don't. Max, no. Ugh.
Oh, if you do get it, please make a video.
Oh, I will. I will. I will be burning that sucker. Oh yeah.
Thank you,
Put
Rod.
those marshmallows on it, and not even eat the marshmallows because the marshmallows would have been cooked in poo. So I won't even eat the marshmallows. I will fling the marshmallows into the street. That's what I'll do. I will do that.
Now people want me to send you the cookbook with the clam cookbook in honor of Tuvix. This is Joseph Dredd.
Ew.
Well. So here we go.
Oh, that's a very good idea, Zathras.
What?
That could be the Voyager gift that I give. The gross cookbook. I might do that.
Simply Steve and Max. You guys are bad.
Oh, I can get it for $8 used on Amazon.
Who wants that? You know what you need to use that for? Outhouse paper. You take that to the outhouse, you set it on the bench, and then you use it whenever you have to use the outhouse. Dave G Sound, I blame you. I blame you. I blame you for this entirely, Dave G Sound.
Dave G Sound, your fault.
Classic.
Oh. It's all right, Dave G. You're in the clear, brother. Oh, dearie, oh, dearie. Oh, Jill, good to see you there. Hope you're having a good trip out there. Let's see. What do we got? All right, so let's start to make our way out of here because, it's getting late. And number one is, as you all know, as she announced at the top of the other day in this show, she will be gone for the next 2 Thursdays and Saturdays. We won't have her for the Clubhouse or Saturday Night Star Trek. And so, and I'll announce things. We'll do stuff anyway. We'll hang around. It won't be the same without her, but we can't wait to have her back. And she's going to miss us, she said, but I don't think she'll miss us that bad, really. Let's be honest.
We'll miss her more, probably.
We'll miss her more. So, but anyway, so number one, any final words?
Well, yeah. First, I want to say thank you for having me on tonight. It's an honor and a pleasure. No matter how many years we are friends, I'm always going to say that to you because I just want you to know how much I love you and appreciate you. I also want to say thanks to Mark D with the C, Gwagnar, and everyone from Clobberin Times who contributes to making beautiful things from the conversations that we have here. I just appreciate it so much. Just all of the wonderful things that are made. The scary horror movie poster, the Clawbony, all of it. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. And Mark, thank you. You fulfill every request. You're such a sweet person. Folks, if you're not following Mark on Patreon or on YouTube or Twitter, you really should. This guy is a Boy Scout here and in real life. Just a really sweet person. I want to thank each and every single person who came here tonight. Thank you for the beautiful, hysterical, wonderful conversation. I value every single one of you. Each one of you, it makes this place special. And I really feel like we are a real club because of all of you together and separately. I try and read absolutely everything you say, every single thing. And I just appreciate you more than I can convey with words. I also want to thank everyone who lurked tonight. And I want to thank everyone for all of the gifts that you gave to Clobby. Thank you for helping to keep the lights on in his virtual comic book shop. I also want to thank the Wrenches for their hard work, for guiding folks who come to Clobberin Times and helping us get over the finish line. Please don't forget to like, to sub, and to hit your notification bell. I also want to thank everyone who follows me on Patreon. I am a science fiction author, and I write classic episodic science fiction. I don't talk about politics, and I'm not really, into all that corporate crap. So it's been difficult for me to find channels to get published. I've mostly been told that no one wants to read science fiction short stories. And I don't believe that, because last week my new release went all the way to number 2 on the Amazon bestseller list. And I have my Patreon subs to thank for that. Larry, thank you so much for always being there for me and for fully backing my book. I want to say that also about Tony Stark. You guys are my heroes. Thank you for making my publication possible through your unwavering support and your kind words and your friendship. I appreciate it. I also want to thank all of my patrons. It's amazing to me, you wonderful folks, so generous and so kind. Thank you for your readership. Sean Carter, Cardinal Sin, may you rest in peace, my friend. Shooter, Gwagnar, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric K, and our trusty dusty dog Kirby, and Enigmatic Drop Bear. I also want to thank my fans, Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with the C, Anti-Derivative Jill, Maximum Redstone, JT Cook, Dabman and the Dabman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth. Please chuck some cheese for Lance in the chat. And of course, Rob Altus and Tyler. I could not do this without your support. And so thank you for helping me to deliver on these science fiction short stories and get these books published. You are marvelous human beings, and I appreciate you more than I can possibly convey in this medium. And I just want to say thank you to Clobby for creating this beautiful space for all of us to hang out. Thank you for introducing me to all of your friends. I love all these people, and I have so much fun with them. Thank you for introducing them to me. I love you very much, honey. And that's it for me, folks.
Love you so much. And you got some more love coming here via Super Chat. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate you, buddy. Since 1701. I love it. Thank you so much. You're too kind and generous, buddy.
Larry, I miss you
Raquel.
too.
Love you all, buddy. You're the best, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
I'm gonna miss you, Larry.
Absolutely. Dave
Don't
G,
forget
by the way.
to say his name twice, perhaps thrice while I'm gone. Don't forget to yell, Larry, Larry, Larry!
I won't. You know that. Dave G, well, that's pretty cool, man. Got a signed picture of Paul Darrow and the Color City script. Nice stuff, brother. Very cool. Love it.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. I'm gonna miss you.
Sending you a hug, Jilly.
I know, Jill. Yeah, we're gonna miss her. But when we get her back, we'll definitely yell, dance, and just have so much fun.
I think you're being way too kind. All I have to say is I can't believe that all of you put up with me and that you actually like me. I just love you all very, very much, and I appreciate you very, very much.
Oh, they love you, and they're going to miss you, and so am I. Now, let's see here. What's the new hex equivalent of 1701? I don't know. So, all right. So, anything to say before we get out of here, Chief Engineer?
Oh, thank you, Raquel, for those kind words. Everyone, try to support Raquel on Patreon. And it was a fun night. God, that was an interesting episode. So, of course, now I've got to push the cough button for a second. Hold. Sorry, I was too much playing pizza tonight. It just happens.
Mark,
right? Always at the end of the show when you're trying to talk, right? You gotta cough. But
you had
make it short.
tongue pizza.
No.
Sick.
I didn't. I had tuna steak tonight, actually.
I
did have seafood. Yeah, but no sea bugs. But
okay.
When you brought it up, it was a joke. You knew you were going to get yelled at.
Yeah, I know I was going to get yelled at. Yeah, but excuse me. Yep. But Sunday Night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern. Come hang with me and Clobbering Times, Dad, man, Steve Mitchum, and we'll have a lot of fun and maybe talk about food too.
Yeah.
So that's it. I'll keep it short.
Okay. Well, there you go, folks. I'll keep it short as well. We've got the Geekery tomorrow night at Mark's, as he said, and it'll be eatery, and it'll geeker and eatery. There we go. So anyway, and we'll do something next week for Saturday Star Trek. We just don't know what yet. And of course, I'll be at J-Man's channel on a Monday night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, for Legion of Superheroes reviews, and then Monday night, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I mean, no, listen to me. 9. Damn it,
Larry. It's 6A5.
Okay. Let's see. So there's that, and then there's Wednesday night, and then there's the Clubhouse, and then this Saturday night starts. There's Clubhouse, then there's Fourth World of J-Man's, then there's 32 Flavors of the Quiet Surrender. That's all Fridays, and then Saturday night Star Trek. All the usual stuff. So let's do some shout outs, and then we'll get out of here. The great Eric K. the Bronze Richard, thank you so much, buddy. I hope our buddy Chris Perser's okay tonight. He wasn't able to make it apparently, but hopefully he's okay. And big shout out, of course, to the Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North. D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. Lord and Lady Thaw, Avon lives long, live the Legion of the Great Wrench without fear. J-Man, Claboni Artist Supreme. The Master of the Claboni, Hungry Boy, and Comic Artist Supreme. Stephen Callell, Thor in Vegas, Maddie's Daddy, Fanty Outsidery, and Max Redstone. Thanks for those lyrics tonight, buddy. Appreciate you. Let's see what else we got up in here. Great to see Jill pop in. Jill, good to see you. Of course, big shout out and a big thanks to the Chief Engineer, Mark D. with a C. Thanks, dude, for all you do.
You're welcome. Welcome.
Let's see who is here with us tonight. And FKHC 2005 Fairfax, buddy. Hope you have fun watching tonight, man. Great to see you. Shooter, thanks for everything, buddy. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for those. Well, of course, always your participation and your reviews are always excellent. And I want to thank you for the memberships. You rock, buddy. The Comic Relief Crusader, Quagnard, fantastic work, buddy. Thanks for all you do. Amazing, all this. I mean, all of it, just incredible. I don't know where to start. You do amazing stuff, and I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. But Empress NM, Joseph Dredd, here comes the judge. Bubba Doom 1, thank you. Raymond Feliciano. Let's see. Orville Nation popped in. Oh, hey, Orville Nation, Classic Comics. Malachi D. Wildman. Admiral Teague, buddy, thanks for being here tonight. Sandra Feliciano, King Dolphin TV in color. Mr. Angel, it's good to see the chef pop in tonight. JT Kirk, buddy. Maximum Redstone again. Thanks for all you did, bud. Michael Beacom, and shout out to Cassandra. Let's see. Keely Chow, you rolled today, you tied. Lisa, thank you for being here tonight. Lisa, Sandra Hammerslag, thank you. Snail Messiah, it was good to see you, my friend. Simply Steve, buddy. Sathras, all right. Ray Lucard. Fiona, thanks for being here tonight, my dear. The Tetrarch of Apathy. Scuba Pete, thank you, bro. Mark Seth. Doc Fortune, what's up, Doc? Dave G Sound, thanks, buddy. Downwards and upwards. Adrian James. Victor Fontaine. Touring Machine. Blood Philly Reviews. Ezra Goldstein, Shalom. Larry. Apollome's Minion and the Pupper of Midnight's Oblivion. Grib. Ned Adanax, Amanda Bear. Sean Carter of Mars. Alada Kerosin. Anonymous Gamer. Picasso. David Glenn. Parker Luck. It's Courtney. Wolfie. Boy, good to see you back, Wolfie. Carlos Megas. SP4H. Dadman and the Dadman Clan. Rod Thunderheart and Crease 1984. Thank you all so much, man.
And the Darren Zone. And the Darren Zone.
Oh, hey, the Darren Zone. I didn't see that.
Us. And you know what I forgot to say, Clobby? I'm so sorry. Please excuse me. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
It's all right.
Everyone, don't forget about Enigmatic Drop Air. So don't be scared. He, like I said, he sent me a note that he's spending time with family, but he has a big PET test in the morning. So please, if you pray, can you please send some warm and loving prayers for Enigmatic Drop Air? And if you don't pray and you just would like to send him a nice little note here in the chat, that'd be cool. Or you could send it to him through his social media. I know that it lifts his spirits as he battles the big C. And he is anxious about his PET in the morning. So if you all could send him some love, that'd be great. And just to keep his spirits high and let him know that he's loved and that we are thinking of him.
I want to give EDB, Lincoln Drop Bear, dude. We love you, man. And we wish you the best. And we're just out here rooting for you, man. I just want to say that Ravenscroft was not here tonight, but contacted me by email before the show, and I was not able to. Okay, we'll do it in a second. Was not able to read a real long thing he wrote about the episode Tuvix. Ravenscroft, I apologize in the heat of the moment when we were doing all the Tuvix coverage. I forgot all about the email from earlier. It's my bad. My apologies. I'll make it up to you. I still have it, and maybe on one of these next couple of weeks when we're going to do some open Trek stuff, if you're around, we can let you say some things about it. My apologies. I'd never like to leave anybody up. Rob Altus is here. Rob, what's up, man?
Be seeing you.
What did you have to play there?
Gwagnar sent something on Twitter.
It's good. It's better than good. Clip. Play it.
Another clip from Gwagnar, folks. Here we go.
Yep. Thank you. Yep. So let me get this. I'll make sure I share my audio here. Here we go. I'll make sure the volume's up. Enjoy.
I don't want to die.
I know.
I don't want to die.
Nice mashup of 2 episodes. I like it.
2 episodes,
So good. It's
well
so
done, Gwag.
good.
The great Gwagnar. Well done. So, before we get out of here tonight, also our good buddy JD Lewis, who pops in from the chat once in a while, is having some issues and stuff right now. So big thoughts and prayers go out to him. We miss JD. He hasn't popped in a while, but you've seen him before. And just one thing here, big goodbye. We're never going to stop saying goodbye, or at least showing some love to the great Cardinal Sim. We still miss you, buddy. It hasn't been that long, but it doesn't matter how long. We'll never forget you, man.
Thank you for loving us and always telling us that you loved us and always being there for us, to support us with a kind word or a gift or supporting our projects. I'm never going to forget you. You were a very kind and very generous human being who is very supportive of your friends. And I love your cheeky little message on your Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but since you passed away, I learned that you like to challenge your friends, and yeah, just you're gonna be missed, sweetie.
Miss you, buddy. All right, everyone. Have a fantastic remainder of your weekend, and I hope to see you all back here. Well, we'll start all the streaming all over again tomorrow night on Mark's channel and all throughout the week on Clobbering Times and wherever else you're streaming. Make your stream a clobber. So, good night, everybody.
Neelix, and I strongly crap. Hey, did I tell you that I hate Neelix and I strongly dislike cats? Neelix, and I strongly dislike cats. Neelix, and I strongly dislike cats.
Ew. I just love clobbering time.